Pornography. Make your life make sense. Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 195. If you guys like that killer groove that was written by AWH, aka Andrew, says he doesn't like heavy music, but I think he does a pretty good job of it when he does it.
Yeah.
That was like clutchy, groovy,
Yeah.
dirty.
Sludgy.
The beginning was very Butthole Surfers-y,
Yeah.
and then kind of went. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to throw something out here to young Andrew. I think that you should come up with a new song every episode. Therefore, this will help you with your development, using your skills and becoming an even greater songwriter.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to help you, nephew.
Tremendous display of skier. It's awesome. So, not a whole lot's changed. Our lives are still boring.
Yeah.
But for 2 hours, we're going to pretend we're interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
So, anyways,
Uh,
Coach Knight died. We didn't get
Coach
to
Knight.
that. We get to talk about it because we weren't here last week.
Right.
So, Coach Knight, the honorable temper that they don't make him like him anymore.
No.
No.
So here you go, Coach Knight. Right.
He was dethroned because he threw his throne across the court.
That was a beautiful send-off to a really good coach.
He was a good coach.
A great coach, but on top of it, just like, you just didn't know who he was going to berate or what he was going to throw. Or
I think
straight.
volatile is a good word.
Yeah, but man,
Well,
it
if they
made
would all
for
just
good basketball.
If they would have all just listened to him.
Yeah.
It made for good basketball. It was good entertainment.
I think it was Craig who posted the stat that he only coached one NBA All-Star ever in his entire career, Isaiah Thomas. That's the only guy that came out of his program.
No shit.
That was an NBA All-Star.
Yeah.
Wow.
He had a lot of good players, but nothing
Yeah.
of Isaiah's caliber.
Well, they're probably horrified to go to Bloomington. They're like, nope, I ain't doing it.
Mm-mm.
Like Calvert Chaney was pretty good.
Calvert Chaney was, yeah, he was.
But he was a great college player. As pro, he was
Oops, sorry.
decent. That's all right.
I clicked
So-
the wrong thing.
AWH, we like the song a lot, man.
Poopsicle Wiki Tiki. Is that the next song? You working on it? Because I like the name already.
Yeah, that sounds like a sexual maneuver.
Yeah. I'm throwing my Poopsicle Wiki Tiki out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody or something else was dethroned this week. Omegle.
Omegle, yes. They put the servers down.
Yeah.
No more shock, sudden dicks.
Yes, there's a lot of
boobs,
sudden dicks.
racism, all the
didn't-
things we all love.
I didn't know anything about it, and then looked it up really quick when I saw when and then Mike kind of, told me a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
like a chat roulette thing.
It was.
Yeah, okay.
Say the same exact basically thing as chat roulette. Lots of sneak attack penises.
So basically, he
There's
just
also
shut it
boobs
down.
on there at some point
There's
too.
boobs, yes.
Yeah.
He just shut it down because losing money, or
I don't see. I guess it's probably never could make money because I don't know.
because he was
They-
around.
they
It was around
had-
for a while.
They had advertisement on it and stuff, but probably didn't make much money. I don't know how they would have made much money.
Rip thing I never got to use it. Yeah.
Well,
But it was around for.
it's literally probably been around as long as Joseph's been alive.
That's what. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought
Yeah.
it said like that it had been like it was like 2010 or 2008.
I never had the courage to use it.
Oh,
I was-
I never used it.
I was afraid that I would just like, I don't know what I'd find. Someone killing. Who knows?
No, I never used it. I would see the videos on like Pornhub and stuff. They're like oh, there's girls, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, a dick, or all of a sudden it would be some girl that really got into it, but you could tell it was like just made up porn.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she loves that dick flash, and she's gonna get naked also. No, that's porn. That's a porn actress.
Mushrooms made me gay.
Andrew
The
said,
next song from AWH Music, Mushrooms Made Me Gay.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Those are some crazy ass mushrooms.
you know what they say
Rogan
about drugs?
doesn't tell you that side effect.
You know what they say about drugs? The drugs don't work until they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just made that up. No one's ever said that. I don't think.
I liked it.
It was good.
It seems like something someone would say.
Sounds like something. Yeah.
It's an honorable message. Like
Yeah.
Coach Knight once said,
Coach Knight.
Now, if somebody came to me and said mushrooms made me gay, I'd be like, "You're lying.
Don't say that about
Don't
mushrooms.
use mushrooms
They're
as
the
your
best."
excuse.
What kind
Don't
of dick
use-
you pack in there?
Don't use mushrooms as an excuse. You were already gay."
Yeah.
I was straight until I had mushrooms, Dad.
Yeah, right.
Don't disown me. Don't.
That's what
Maybe-
some politician's kid would say to him. He's like, "We got to outlaw mushrooms."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it'd be a whole big, huge thing about mushrooms in the media.
Yeah.
And then they would there'd be a big fight between the two sides.
Yeah.
Then they would block those. Then they would block the mushrooms that make you straight. That's conversion therapy. They're forcing them.
And-
There'd be a big brawl for the gay and then the conversion therapy mushroom fight.
You want to hear some Coach Knight stats?
Yes.
He was the youngest coach ever at a Division I school in 1965 when he broke in at Army at 24. So he's
Was-
24 years old when he became the coach. Then he went on to Indiana, and he won 661 games there. Reached the NCAA tournament 24 times in 29 seasons. Won the title in 1976 when they went undefeated. They didn't lose a game. What else was it? 20 or more wins in a season 29 times. His career record is 902 and 371. That's a good winning percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's nearly 3 times as wins of compared to losses.
Yeah.
He won an Olympic gold medal in 84. And the last time he won a national championship was 87. So
Embarrassing.
Where did he after Indiana?
didn't he go to like Texas Tech or something?
Was it
I think
Texas Tech or
yeah,
SMU
Texas
or
Tech.
something?
Texas Tech.
Whatever's in
2001.
Lubbock. Whatever one's in Lubbock, he went to
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
I remember
Yeah.
the TV show.
He went to Texas Tech in 2001.
Okay.
Because look up, I'm old. I'm a year older.
Okay.
Than Lumbago.
Okay. I knew it was around there somewhere. I saw it when I Googled it and it said like established and I thought it said like 2009 or something like that. 2010. I couldn't remember.
Bet Coach Knight used a Magel.
Robert Montgomery Knight. His middle name's Montgomery.
That's a fine name.
It's a solid name.
It is.
So he was 24 when he became a coach.
Okay, so Joseph, you're a year older than Omegle.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Remember in NBA used to have player coaches.
Yeah.
Not what was the one? Was it Dave DeBuscher?
Dave
He
DeBuscher
was like 24, 25 when he was doing it.
Yep.
Imagine being a player at 24, 25, and you're the coach.
Well, baseball, they did. Pete Rose did it in the early 80s. He was a coach and a player at the same time. But basketball, it happened a lot back in the day, but it's been a long time. I
Yeah.
think DeBuscher might have been the last one.
Yeah,
When was that? That was in the 80s, right?
Oh, was it?
Was it?
I thought it was earlier than that. but
Maybe it
yeah,
was.
I really don't know.
Wasn't yeah, I'm trying to
too
think.
many millions of dollars
Bill
at stake
Russell
now
was.
to have
That's what I was going to say. Bill Russell, right?
He might have just retired now, then stayed on as a coach. I don't know if he actually was a player coach.
I thought he was, but maybe maybe not.
There's too much money at stake now to have a guy that's fatigued making the mental decisions too.
Yeah.
He's sprinting up and down the court. Okay, what do we got to do, coach? I'm like, hold on. Let me catch my breath.
Well, and honestly, I mean, you think about like more and more people play now and more people coach. Like back then, I mean, you probably didn't have like this big pool of guys who coached a lot of games.
No.
So who better to do it than probably your best player,
Yeah,
That's Bill Russell was actually a player coach. He won 2 titles in his final 2 seasons as a player coach.
I got to imagine he wasn't playing constant.
He probably wasn't.
He was, it was the end of his career. He was
Yeah.
probably playing.
He still won
sparingly.
like 11
Yeah,
titles.
yeah, oh yeah.
No one's ever going to top that. But Bob Knight, that's what we're talking about now.
Bob Knight, yes.
I don't think anybody else was dethroned in the last 2 weeks.
I don't think
Probably.
so. Probably, but
Well, I'm sure, yeah, but no one that we know of.
Yeah,
DJ Hayden died last night in a car accident.
I saw that the high speed
Like
chase.
not even 24 hours ago, I guess.
Yeah.
There's some Japanese metal guy, Razor Fist, put it on Twitter, but I was going to we'll talk about him, but I'm like, I can't pretend to know somebody that I didn't know just to have a talking point. Like, I don't know who this guy is.
DJ Hayden played here for
He was
a year.
if he was in Loudness, I would have gave him the credit.
Right.
But it wasn't a Loudness guy.
Or that other Japanese metal
or
band.
one of those great Konami composers that did the video games.
There was
the
another
Contra
one.
song.
There was another one in the 80s. I didn't really get much here, but I remember seeing something about them before. But they were around with like loudness. But I don't remember.
Japanese metal.
I think
Yeah.
there was a guitar player for the band Baby Metal.
Yeah,
Now, if you ever seen that, that's some weird shit.
it is.
But anyway, their guitar player, I think he like legitimately like walked off of something like on accident and died.
Really?
Like not he didn't commit suicide. Like it was just a miswalk to death.
Wow.
Whoa.
So look up Baby Metal guitarist or something died. He literally died on total weird accident.
It is weird. He pulled a Kelsey Grammer, but he died.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, he didn't have any disease or illness. He marched,
Death March.
into gravity. Yeah,
Was it Fujio Miko?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Sure.
It'd be like asking a Japanese Phil Smith. Is he the guy? I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, yeah, I just know he was in Baby Metal and he died. And I think he was the guitar player. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Mokio Fujioko. He died at the age of 36. He was a shredder for a Japanese pop metal idol band, affectionately known as Kogami, the Little God. He died on Friday, January 5th, after succumbing to injuries from a fall.
Yes, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of someone not succumbing to a fall,
Oh, he died like 5 years ago.
It's been a while, yeah.
the Jared Leto was the first person to legally climb the Empire State Building.
That guy's a fucking
What?
douche.
Why couldn't he have fallen?
What is what? When did this happen?
Yeah,
This week
yesterday?
sometime.
Yesterday or Thursday, he climbed. And then when he gets to the top, he's like standing there and he's like staring off in the distance, and the sun's rising off to his left side. So you see like the sunrise, and he's like staring off in the distance. And it's like, new album, new tour. And that was it.
Dude,
So he literally got out there and climbed on the fucking
30 stories. He didn't do the whole building. He did the
Still.
top 30 floors.
Well, there's.
I know he still did it.
That's
It's still
the crazy.
impressive.
That's the crazy ones.
Yeah.
The bottom 30 aren't shit, or the
There-
bottom whatever.
Yeah.
There's a saying, and it's usually it's like a half-ass joke. You mean somebody who's kind of a nerd or whatever, but in him, it's an actual thing. It's like, dude, save some pussy for the rest of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have to have it all?
Right.
He's,
Yeah,
uh,
like
yeah, true.
fuck. I mean, you're on top of everything. Good looking, can act, he can sing. You're also brave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Just stop.
Why couldn't you have a panic attack? I can't do it. Be human.
Just the picture,
Fail once,
the
Jared.
snapshot I saw, it was just like, you're such a douche.
Yeah.
I wish you'd fail at something.
Anyone who want to do ass and go to the Oscars? No, Trey and Matt already did that.
That's true. They did.
Nobody else can do it now.
You
Yeah,
can do
we
just
don't.
Anyone who
that's-
died in process.
I
Yeah.
st- I-
Yeah, we don't talk about that stuff. That's not.
No.
That's not this show.
Yeah,
plus, it would take too long.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, because it's
We don't got that much time.
Yeah, I don't have the time to go into a centuries-old war.
Yeah.
Well, it started really after the
And then
Byzantine,
and then
it was
start
like,
dethroning all of them that died. Yeah. We.
okay, so then the Christians moved in, and his name was King Baldwin, and he was played, but no,
Yeah. Right.
he had leprosy.
Yeah.
And he had then it just the religious war that just never ends there.
6-hour podcast later.
Now, Saladin was a good man, and he died later. No, yeah, just forget it.
You'd get to the point where you're just saying names. You're not even describing anything. You're just, Hezekiah.
We'll just like,
Jezediah.
we'll just loop that.
Abraham.
We'll just loop that and just start saying names over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually, we just talk over the song. We can't wait for each one. You just got to keep on looping the song and just saying names.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saladin.
All right. Not another face orange
Ahmadinejad.
raised eyebrow.
Right.
It's like, Alaikum salam. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know enough about it anyway. So,
Yeah, Jared Leto. That
Jared
guy.
Leto.
Yeah.
It was something.
Yeah, like I said, I just wish the guy would fail at something.
Yeah.
At some point.
So far, it hasn't happened, has it?
I don't think it's gonna.
It's one of my favorite
Till he
stories.
dies.
You may have heard that, but when, because everybody's like, "Oh, his band's so good," and everybody loved them, and they just started getting played. I don't even know if their first album was out, but they were really big in Hollywood and stuff. And Elijah Wood went to one of the shows, and he talked about how much he didn't like them and thought they sucked. And Jared Leto beat him up.
Beat him up,
He beat him up. Yeah.
dude.
Really?
No, he beat him up.
No shit.
Wow.
Because Jared Leto, he said, I'm a musician first and an actor second. He thinks his music is more important than his acting.
Right.
They always do that.
I know.
Billy Bob Thornton.
You started
did that.
acting well before you did the music.
Yeah, like Billy Bob Thornton, who got mad at interview because they wanted to talk about his acting, and he was there with his band. It's like, okay, I'm gonna pretend that Sling Blade didn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's totally not one of the greatest movies ever because you're in a stupid fucking band that nobody cares about. Yeah. Be like people caring about our band. Why do you care about our band? Why don't we talk about Skarnak for 2 hours?
Yeah. Jay,
It was
Jay
more
just
important to me
discovered
than this.
Jay discovered the band Rival Sons. I'm like, they've been around a while. If you listen to Riff, they play it. They used to play them all the time.
I don't know who they are.
They're just a rock band, but they're pretty good. I couldn't
What's
remember.
going on,
if
Premise Land? How you doing?
it was like 2017 or early 2018. I think it was 2017. But where I worked at, the guy I worked with, they were giving tickets away for like it wasn't like a regular show. It was like a record release or something. And we both started calling, and then boom, I got him. So me and him went to the show. They were at State Theater. They were pretty good.
The Elijah Wood thing got blown out of proportion. He never said it got beat up. Somebody else said it.
Oh.
He basically got pushed and kind of hit once.
What's up,
Oh.
cuz?
Because
that ain't too bad.
he
The
said
other
he didn't like
cuz-
his band, and someone told Leto that, and he came up to him and like basically berated him, and then he like was stunned, and he kind of did that uncomfortable laugh, and Leto heard him as he was walking away, and he thought he was laughing at him. Then he came over there and pushed him, and then gave him a quick hit, and then walked away. And security's like, "You okay, Mr. Wood?" And they're going to defend him. They're like, "We would walk into Mordor for you." They never said that, but that'd been funny if they did.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
I
Rival
can't carry
Sons is
this
good.
burden,
What's-
but I can carry you.
His band's name's what? 30 Seconds to Mars, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Like I don't really know any songs by them.
29
other
seconds
than
too long.
Other than he did a cover. Him and his guitar player did a cover of "Message in the Bottle" by the Police.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And then I go, okay, well, I'll check out a couple songs, and I literally listened to 13 seconds of a song, and I went, yeah, no, that was it.
No, I worked with somebody who said that it's like I can't remember what album it was, honestly, and they were like, "This album's so good, you gotta listen to it beginning and end. Just listen to it once." I was like, "All right, yeah," and I did, begrudgingly, and
And never again.
I never
you
did
listen?
again. And then they started playing the one song on the radio all over the place.
Uh-huh.
The Kings and Queens, I think is the name of the song, and they played it all over the place. And he was standing like on Antarctica and shit in the video. They literally filmed this part in Antarctica because it's even more douchey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I'm Jared
very-
Leto.
it's
Not him,
very-
not the whole band, just him.
It's very Jared Leto-y.
It's like his
of
brother's
you.
in the band. It's like, can't
Yeah,
your brother
it-
get to play
What
too?
did he map out a new portion that hasn't previously been found? Did he do something else?
No,
cool?
they just basically.
Yeah, right.
He
He
probably
discovered another piece of land that never existed, that nobody even knew about.
Yeah, Leto went there and figured it out.
He found our Antarctica Heights. That's what they're gonna call it.
Antarctica Heights.
It's like I claim
South
this.
side Antarctica.
This is how the Antarctica
But that's the thing. If he
Heights.
plants his flag on it, it belongs to him and the band, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
you should do that.
That's
The homeowners association.
God,
Yeah.
that's like my worst nightmare is living in an HOA.
Oh,
Don't
God.
you can't feed the orcas in this part of town.
That
Says who?
When I
Yeah.
when
I
I
discovered this.
when I bought my house,
The rules say no orca feeding.
I was looking at a few houses, and I didn't like. I was having a hard time
Penguins
like finding
can't
what I
feed them
wanted.
either.
So we went and looked at these brand new houses.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, like, how does this work? And I'm talking to this lady about the HOA, and she's like, oh, yeah. I go, so you pay? She goes, there's a minor little
No,
fee
it's
every
not
year.
minor.
And I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the kind of shit where they tell you how to paint your house,
Yeah.
how to decorate your house, and what you can have in the fucking yard.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Oh, it's not as bad as it sounds." I go, "No, it sounds really bad."
Yep.
So,
Did you have your big blue truck at that point?
no,
Okay, well, I'd say it'd be too loud for the HOA.
yeah,
You can't do that.
yeah. I was like, yeah, and then like I was still kind of considering because it was a really nice place, and then I start talking to a guy at work who had just bought his the year before, and he goes, dude, it was 12. You have to have like specific, the way you do your yard had to be specific. And he goes, dude, it cost me $12,000 for landscaping.
Which they make you get.
I'm like, and he goes,
and you don't have the option to do it yourself.
That was the cheapest that he could get, like the bare minimum. And then they gave him nothing but shit for going with the bare minimum. This fucking
He didn't have enough flair.
President of the yeah, exactly what I thought. I go, oh my God, Office Space, dude, you didn't have enough flair. And he goes, that's basically what this bitch was saying to him, the president of the HOA.
Like in North Korea, they put you to death for not being enthusiastic enough at the rally.
Right? Yeah.
You love this association, don't
That's
you?
a myth. They wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he was like, when they showed him the model, he was like, it's a really nice house. Cool. And he bought it. And so he bought a house, you know, and like,
it's all about pricing out the
dude,
trash.
it was all like bullshit. Like there was no real, like the top quality, like shit wasn't in his house.
No.
He's like, I'm redoing everything.
They do those associations. It's kind of like the golf courses, like where you pay $60,000 to be a member. Then it's this. There's the fees never end.
Yeah.
They do that to keep people like us from being there.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to do fuck this and go away. Like, see, it worked. See?
Right.
This is why we do it.
We're Hill Valley, and they're like Hill Dale, where Marty wanted to live.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when he did live there, it was already trashed at that point, and the next one, it always changes, man.
I mean, it's like you pay to be a member, then you pay to play per round. It's like the amount that those guys pay to be part of those fucking country clubs or it's.
When I worked for that garage. Well, you worked there with me, Bob's 9 Mile.
Yep.
When I joined the Lions Club, and I was going to these events with them, and these guys were all like members of the Detroit Athletic Club.
Oh, wow.
So you're talking, this was in 1998, 99 time, 25 years ago. Dude, they were paying their dues for that club, just their dues, $29,000 a year.
Yeah.
That was then. I was like, holy
This is
fuck.
now.
I go, what do you guys do there? Play racquetball, hang out, mingle. I'm like, mingle?
Blood sacrifices.
I go, so pretty much a
Adrenochrome
bunch of
harvest.
old dudes walking around with fucking saggy old balls because they never want to put, they're always in the locker room, never putting clothes on, powdering their balls.
Yep.
I figured
They
gotta
play
powder.
play a half hour racquetball and then spend 3 hours in the shower and in the fucking,
that's
the
awful
locker
expensive
room.
because the Lions Club, they're not even one of the baby blood cults.
No,
That's
no.
not even, you don't even get to rule the world for $29.
Right.
It's not even that much.
They were just like,
that's too much to not rule.
well, I was just like,
I want to be in on something.
They were talking about they kept talking about the club. I go, what the Lions Club? And they're like, no, the Detroit Athletic Club. I go,
they're not Lions. They're not paying $29,000 a year for
no,
the Lions Club.
that
They're
was
paying
to
for
be
the
membership.
Detroit Athletic
Oh,
Club.
yeah.
Okay.
Because when I just happened, like when I was getting initiated in, like when I got into the Lions Club, they did it at the Detroit Athletic Club.
Oh.
And the only reason they did was because the president of the Lions Club of the whole United States, like, that's all over the country, but he was going to be there, and so he initiated me and another member's son. I had to go get a fucking rent a tux.
Holy shit.
I was like, they're like, dude, this is a big event. I'm like, okay. And then it was literally 5 minutes swearing me in. I never even met the fucking president after that. And then I was talking to these guys. I'm like, yeah, it's a really nice place. Yeah, it's $29,000 a year. I'm like, for what? To be a member.
Was this going on?
Yeah.
They had your eyes covered.
Yeah.
Did they have the sash with all the medallions and shit on it?
Yeah.
33rd degree lion or some shit?
Yeah, right.
They fucking that owl's on fire. Okay, we have a baby harvest.
It's a Lions Club. It's like
It's like adrenochrome. We have to make the child afraid. This is kind of peaceful, actually. That's not scary enough.
That's
I actually might listen to that to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
That was a good sleep song.
Yeah, that's not bad. I wanted something more haunting. That was kind of peaceful.
It's also going to kick in. It's like really subtle, and everything else going to kick in like that fucking opera from The Fifth Element, where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Damien.
Yeah, the Omen music will kick in at the end. They love.
their meal.
Yeah.
I didn't
Love that-
even see pop in Premise Land. What's up, cuz?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he popped
was
in a
in,
while
and
ago.
then he had to be right back, and then he hath returned.
It's a hard song request.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think my dad did. My dad tried the Eagles Club for a while,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he couldn't do it. He says all they do is drink. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
I know, Dad. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I did it that big
That's
I don't.
why-
He goes, I don't drink, and I drank like a beer when I would go just to.
the Eagles and the Elks. I became a member of both of them when I lived in Utah, because literally when you walk to the end of my block and walk down to the main street, which was 5 blocks down, there was the Elks, and then behind the Elks, you just walk like another block and a half, and there
Yeah.
was the Eagles.
perfect.
So I became a member because I was like, yeah, sweet. These are because they had such
Now, they
kind
have
of weird.
reasonable prices because my dad would have never joined otherwise.
Yeah, and then they had like, oh yeah, it wasn't expensive, and their drinks were pretty cheap, but it was like they had like the kind of weird laws at the regular bars still, and I'm like, fuck that, I'll just go here, because then you're a member of a private club, you do whatever the fuck you want.
And the whole
Yeah.
point of those and
Well, except for
VFW.
kill babies.
Blood orgies.
the VFW and the Eagles and all that's just basically a place for older dudes to get cheaper beer without going to a bar, but it's a place that's not
Yeah.
home.
And they do a lot of charity work, because
They
I
have
did
Yeah.
a lot.
somewhat,
I
whatever.
did help with
Name one.
I did help with several different events with both of them.
Yeah.
So they do, and like the Lions Club, their whole thing is leader dogs for the blind.
Yeah.
Like that's what they do,
I did
Pretty
the
cool.
they had the thing at the VFW hall, the big one on
Toys.
Jefferson.
Yeah, Bruce.
Yeah, the Bruce Post.
Yep.
And you could do the men's auxiliary or the sons of the anyways, I didn't serve, but because our grandfather did,
We automatically can be members.
I could be member.
Yeah.
And I did it. And
That's-
they want some new young blood. And at that point, Kelly's husband was going there a lot. You know Kelly.
Yeah.
Her husband was going there a lot. And I thought, oh, he's joining this too. He said something about it. And his dad was there, but his dad was actually a member. He was like a vet. But I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Why not? I'll go there and hang out and drink beer. He never did it. And I found out he was going because his brother was going there, and his brother was a member of something else. Anyways, so I ended up doing it, and I did it for a year. Actually, I only did it for like 3 months. Did the initiation, went to like 3 meetings, didn't go back. They sent me something for my dues. I'm like, I'm not going to go to this anymore. And I just didn't go back.
Yeah.
That one in particular is cool because you got like a gazebo and you're looking at the
And the clubhouse, too. Clubhouse is big.
That's like I mean the dues
They
are really,
consolidated
This is
the
where they had their
Roseville one
wedding.
to there too.
like what are the dues are nothing,
I don't remember what it was.
because like
This is-
my Eagles, the dues for
you were in Utah when this happened. That's how long ago it was.
yeah, the dues for the Eagles and for the Elks was less than $40 a year.
It wasn't much.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I think
you
it
know
was
what?
$35 for each one of them.
I was, no joke, I was probably 30 at that point, about 30. I was 20 years at least between me and the next guy.
oh, for sure.
And
yeah,
this is
yeah.
just, I'm talking about people they just initiated. All the other people were like really old.
I think I'm going to tag this secret societies. Ex-members really
Yeah.
reveal all.
Well, I don't remember one bit of it, honestly. That they made us do like a pledge and stuff.
Is that what
Yeah.
they told you to say?
Yeah,
I can't say anymore.
well, honestly, like all 3 clubs, every membership, everything I did when I got initiated, like you say something, they ask you to repeat or whatever. They're swearing their oath and all that shit.
Yeah, we
whatever.
had to do that.
Every one of them, I was fucking drunk. I was already shit faced, but
Well,
like especially that Lions Club one.
Well, that's the point of
I
going.
was like 24 years old, 25 when I got in there.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking, we're in there drinking. I mean, I'm drinking like top shelf fucking scotch.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then they're like, "Oh, he's here. We're gonna do this." I'm like, "Oh, really? Oh, dude, I'm fucked up."
You don't know what galaxy you were in.
Fuck yeah! I looked over at Bob, the boss. I go, "I'm fucked up." He goes, "Hold it together." I'm like, "Yeah, got it."
See, I know we did something like before our meeting, but the thing was, before the meeting even started, we didn't have to go downstairs because it was upstairs in one of the auxiliary rooms, and the clubhouse was downstairs. There were 6 pitchers of beer,
Yeah.
on each table, and there was 2 tables. There was 12 pitchers of beer up there. there was 14 of us in the room or something like that. And we had
Right.
12 pitchers of beer for 14 of us. I'm like, what the hell? And it was at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night. And it was 2009. I had a 5 or 6 year old and a 2-year-old. I had work the next day. I'm like, I'm not staying out here until like forever. I went to the meeting. I had a beer. Like, you gonna have another beer? And I'd have a couple of beers. And I'm like, I can't do this. I'm going
Peer
home.
pressured.
It's just Tuesday night.
Yeah.
That's what happened to my dad at the Eagles. He's like, "They're come on, drink more." He's like,
Oh,
"I don't like to
especially
drink."
especially that one.
Yeah.
You're talking about the one where.
Yeah.
Oh
Little
yeah,
Mac.
yeah. That is like Oh yeah. They try.
Wait, which
'cause
one?
The,
It was
Rose
on
Mac.
Little Mac. I don't know if it's there now.
Oh, yeah.
Rose Mac. Yeah, it's still there.
Rose Claire.
Rose Claire.
Yep.
Sorry, not Rose Claire. Rose Mac.
Yep.
Rose Claire. Yeah, because when I first moved back here,
I didn't even know what that was when I was younger. I thought it was a biker bar.
somebody
Honestly.
like one of Neil's cousins or something like that, one of his mom's cousins was like, "Oh, you're an Eagles member?" I'm like, "Well, I was in Utah." They're like, "Oh no, you can get it transferred here." I go, "I don't know if I want to transfer that one." She goes, "Oh no, it's great." I go, "No, I don't think it's great." I'm pretty sure it's not. In fact, if I remember correctly, I went there once for a steak dinner, and it was a fucking nightmare there.
Stakeout, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm pretty sure
Now,
I'm not going to go to that one.
Isn't there an Elks Club over on Harper, like near 14 and a half or something? Or is
Yeah,
that
I believe.
Moose?
I believe so.
Or is that
I
a
don't
Moose
know.
Lodge?
Oh, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. It's over there, though.
The one when I came back here, I went to the one that used to be on Metro Parkway, way down, Big Beaver. Like it was in Troy somewhere.
Okay.
And that's a huge one. I don't know if it's still there or not.
Honestly, I don't
But
even know.
it was when I first came back, and I went there a couple of times, and then they were like, "Hey, it's cool that you come in, but like, if you're gonna, you got to pick one to be a member at in this state, because they knew I lived here now. They're like, yeah,
I'm trying to hit you like a
yeah,
like a
I know,
Planet
dude. What
Fitness.
Bobby Roach
You gotta
Kino,
pick a
they
home.
don't,
You
they
gotta
don't know
pick-
what you're talking
you
about.
You got to
dude.
pick a home gym. You can't just use all like
Right.
That's what I paid for the black card.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't that they needed me to. It was just that I had to be a member, unless I didn't live here. Then I could go. But they already knew I lived here, so they were like, "You just got to change it." They don't know Bobby Roach Kino, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know what you guys keep putting it up there, but they don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, don't get it, man.
Yeah, they don't know.
The Lions Club you did was the one that the fancy one they built over there, right? Over at Frazo.
Oh no, I was a member of the Detroit one. It doesn't even exist. The building doesn't even exist.
I don't know who Bobby Roach Kino is now.
No, they didn't know him.
No, I have no clue.
No clue.
No, they didn't know him.
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah.
Secret societies.
No, that one. No, I was the one I was in. Was on Harper, like between Caju and Moraz.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I had to join one of these.
I don't even know if the building's still
one of these
there.
old,
Yeah, I don't either.
old people gangs.
I think they tore it all down because that right over there was the impound too.
Why don't we just like make our own?
Yeah,
Good.
we could start a secret
Well, we're kind
society.
of doing it here.
Oh no, they don't know. Yeah, they didn't know him, dude. Yeah.
Is that a person?
Yeah, it's a dude.
Okay.
Yeah, but he always wore this Kino shirt.
Kino?
Yeah, back in the day.
We-
He's
like
a
the
fat
game?
guy. Yeah, like the not the club Kino, but the regular Kino.
we need to start a
But it
secret
was like
society, man.
a T-shirt he wore all the time, every day.
It's a non-drinking, sit around talking secret society. Oh wait, we're just doing it now. It's just our
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Our podcast will be the society,
Makes sense.
and you guys can come
Okay.
tune in, and
No,
then
no.
we'll swear you in live.
yeah.
So
But you can't be here for every podcast. You got to, worship from home.
yeah, yeah. You can join.
It's too crowded in here.
Yeah, we can't have a lot of people in
No.
this small house. It's only 700 square foot house.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
That's it.
yeah.
Oh, come on, we can fill it up.
we could probably get a couple more, but
We
it's
just yeah.
if you're initiated, it's a lottery system. Who gets to sit here in the room with us every week? The rest of you have to do it from home.
If you have an interesting life, you can't join.
Yeah.
If you have anything about you that's impressive or stands out, we don't want you.
Yeah.
No fun.
Nothing.
No
No.
drinking.
That's why I'm glad Jay hasn't been around.
Oh,
Jason,
yeah,
because
Jason.
him and Janine are always doing shit. It's like, dude,
Yeah, we don't.
you live too active a life. You're always doing shit.
Yeah, right.
We
You
don't
guys
need
go
that around
places.
here.
No, we want people to have absolutely nothing.
You have
Yeah.
nowhere to go.
Yeah.
You have nothing
We
better
don't like
to do.
people like you
have,
around to
you just
these
have a
parts.
boring shitty job and, you know, nothing.
No one has. If anyone cares about you, you can't be part of it.
Yeah, misery, pure misery.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
If you have
And
a
then
lot
you
of
can
things
join.
you care about, also can't join.
No.
So we're real discreet here.
Yeah.
We yeah. I mean, pretty much like
You got to have a general knowledge of a lot of things, but not really know enough to tell people about it.
yeah.
That's what
Right,
we do.
right. Right. Yeah.
We don't. There's nothing. We know a lot about a bit different things, but we can never do a deep dive
No.
or tell you something you don't already know anyway. So
We don't have the time for that kind of shit.
yeah. Occasionally, Brian gets too deep into something,
I try
but
not to, but I did realize something, guys.
what's that?
Guess what? Next month becomes funny.
Mm.
9/11 becomes funny next month.
Oh,
Legally.
yeah.
22.3 years.
22.3 years.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
the rule. If it's
Yep.
something's been around for 22.3 years, it can be funny.
It's the South Park rule.
Yep. AIDS was
AIDS.
funny as of
Yep.
2002 or something.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
AIDS.
Yeah,
AIDS
AIDS
is funny.
became funny.
So officially 9/11 becomes funny next month
Right. Sweet.
on
Forever.
December 11th.
So-
Not that we're going to make fun of it,
Oh, okay.
but other people
The
can.
Hulk Hogan meme is no longer a shitlord thing. It's a mainstream.
It'll be
funny.
mainstream, yes. Or the one where the skinny guy and his heavy girlfriend on the playground equipment, and it like leans back far, and he goes flying off of it, and hits the tower. Do you ever seen that one?
So bad.
It's not funny though yet. Not till next month. Right now, it's
Yeah.
not funny.
Oh, that okay.
Yeah,
9/11 and then the 2011 Japanese tsunami.
that's
Those
not
two-
funny yet.
Those two things, both those. Every time I look into it, I find a new angle. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. After all these, it's.
Oh
10
yeah, yeah.
The tsunami was 10 years after that one,
yeah.
but it was still. Even 9/11, like there was this 9/11 that just happened. They showed an angle that I never saw. I was like, "Whoa! I never seen
Was
this."
it the home video where the guy was standing on the water side of the tower?
Yeah,
I never seen that
I never.
either.
I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
I
right.
never ever seen that
Where-
before.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm replaying. It was only like a
Yeah.
12-second short. I'm like, replay over
Yeah.
and over again.
But it's basically the opposite side, the river side of the building, and this guy's just catches it from that angle. They're like, "How come this just came out now?"
And the women screaming because that helps everything. And
Well, yeah, like I mean, I saw like there was a bunch of like still pictures of people that they must have sent in or something. Like they were taking pictures, and this shit was like they didn't know.
But
yet,
the
you know,
the
like, it was a
tsunami-
beautiful day that day.
the tsunami is very much like that. Every time you watch it, you'll see a new because me, I always I've watched so many of them because I'm so horrified of powerful water that it's my way of doom scrolling. It scares the shit out of me. Giant water like that.
Yeah.
So
oh
I
God.
watch it and just put myself in terror.
It's good.
And then,
idea.
and every time I can look at a Japanese coastline and tell if I saw it. I'm like, I seen this one. Okay, there. I like. Okay, there's the water tower. There's like I know all that. Then if I see one, like, whoa, wait, I haven't seen this one. This one's got a new like, and I'll watch it again. And it's the tsunami. It comes in layers. Like it seems kind of bad at first. Like, oh man, these people are in a little bit of trouble.
and then another layer
then
of shit.
And it goes like it goes like 10 times of what you thought was bad.
Yeah.
And it just gets worse and worse. I'm like, oh my God, I would have a heart attack. Even if I was safely up on the hillside,
Yeah.
I would just have a heart attack and fall down the hill.
It's like Dante's Inferno. It's like the nine circles of hell. That's what you get with the tsunami. It's like this one's bad. No, this one's worse,
It's
and you get
worse.
9 more. Basically, it's like that.
And then
That's
you
the first time we've ever mentioned Dante on this podcast. Also,
oh yeah. The
Dante Alighieri.
the Indonesia one wasn't as intense, but it had a lot more people who just weren't ready.
We got an important message on the screen. Can I read that?
Yeah, go ahead.
My house shit plumbing. Not sure if I would be able to install a bidet now. Rip.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That's from deleted user
It's-
9793.
It's actually it doesn't show it on but it's Joseph.
Oh,
It
okay.
shows it on the Discord, but not the
Oh,
chat.
I thought it was just spam
No.
people.
Oh.
Lot.
So,
Yeah, they use that, not toilet
That was
paper
more
there.
important than Jay's.
Jay asking about the Bona commercials. All right, so every morning when he drives me to work, there's the commercial for buying the generic Viagra, and the guy's like, look at, he's showing, look, you're $45 a pill. And he's got this, he's definitely.
It's much cheaper than that.
Yeah, and
trust
then
me.
he's like, look, when you go to Walgreens, it's $45 a pill. You CVS, $45 a pill. And then you get it here, it's boom, 87 cents a pill. So I call him Frankie the Fence.
Yeah, it sounds like it. The boner.
We're like, you can't get a boner. 87 cents will get you a boner.
When he said
boom.
when he said boner, I thought of Boner from Growing Pains.
Yeah. Oh, the late great.
Yeah.
Yep.
He dead.
Yeah.
Um,
Boner's dead.
Wonder if I should get
he's
it.
dead in real life, and he died on the show too.
He did die on the show, didn't
Yeah.
he?
Dude's really dead.
Yeah.
When he joined the military, and Mike was really pissed at him for joining the military.
Yeah.
And he didn't come back from the military.
No, he died in a fake war.
And then he died for real because
there
he's
was no-
Chekhov's son.
There was no war in the 80s unless
No.
you went to, unless you went
Yeah.
to Grenada.
Right,
or
he's
something.
he's Chekhov
Frankie
from,
the Fence.
he's Walter Koenig's son.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
dead.
check out. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
He's like
well,
for real dead.
yeah, he went missing, and then they found him in the park.
Yeah, like off the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said he kind of lost it, and then, yeah.
The good old days when joining the military was just like a college plan.
Yeah.
Remember in the 80s and 90s, like your buddies would go to the military, they come back looking great, their teeth are fixed.
Yeah.
I
They're
could,
like
I remember.
now they come back all
I
like,
remember
messed
so
up.
many guys in high school that like they get in a little bit of trouble, had to go to court, and they're like, go to the military, or
Yeah.
okay.
They
I'm
would-
like,
Also, happy Veterans Day, everybody.
Happy Veterans
Yep,
Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
The 80s and
Isn't that
90s.
a weird thing to say, though?
The Cold Warrior guys never had to go.
No. They didn't do shit.
It was like a fucking nice spa for them.
I work with a guy who was in the military twice in the Cold War. That's how old he was. He was, because he had dual citizenship. His dad was Canadian, his mom was American. And he did a stint in both militaries. I was like, why'd you do that? And he's like, the insurance, the money.
Military.
I wasn't going to college. So he's like, why not? So he
There
did 2 years in Canada and did 4 years in America. That was it.
There was something about did you guys see this? Like that they're gonna have women like registering
In the
for
military?
registering for the draft.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We have a draft?
No, you
Well,
when
we've always
Oh,
had to
the
register.
when you
Sure.
turn
for it.
18, you
Yes,
register. You
yes.
have to.
Usually the males.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But it's always been men.
Well, they should.
Women never had to register for the draft.
They call a half Canadian, half American person a day walker. That's true.
like you can tell they did. Get out of here, half breed.
You're Canadian, aren't you?
You're not allowed in this
You're
bar.
half Canadian. I can smell it on you.
Listen here, mongrel. Yeah.
It's true. That's
your
is that
your mom's
select
into
services or
bestiality,
something?
huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
selective services.
Selective
yes,
services.
Yeah, it's guy at work was telling me that they're gonna start having women sign up for it because
gross?
and I'm like, I go, but he said he was like, well, yeah, like the military can't get people to sign up. I go, but making the women sign for selective services when they turn 18 is not going to make them go in either.
No.
Because we don't use the draft.
See, I found this that a lot of times when you make people sign up for stuff, they don't like to do it.
Yeah.
Therefore, they're probably not going to join your club at that point.
Right.
It's the same situation.
Right.
Just because, like, oh, they're making me sign up. You know what? I might as well just go anyways.
I when he said it to me, I go, really? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that anywhere. I don't know.
I didn't see
Did you like
either.
John Candy's character in Stripes? He goes, "Well, I just signed up before they draft me." He's like, "There is no draft anymore."
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, not John Candy, the folksy guy from like Nebraska. I'm sorry,
Oh yeah.
the kind of
Oh yeah, yeah.
It
yeah.
wasn't John Candy. Yeah, you're right. It was
Yeah.
it was a guy from Nebraska or something. He was just kind of a half-wit or whatever.
God, I can't think of his name.
I
Yeah.
can't either, but he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways,
He's
yeah.
kind
I
of
just didn't want
he's
to
a
get drafted.
doofus.
I just figured
Yeah.
I'd sign up before I got drafted. It's like there is no draft, dude.
That's right. They had just done away with it a few years before that. That's
Yeah.
funny. Stripes is a great movie.
Oh, it's so great still.
Still great.
All right.
False
I
alarm.
gotta know his name. Is it
John can't know.
John Dale?
Oh yeah, it might
John
be
Deal?
John
right?
Deal.
Right?
Yeah, you got
That's
to-
the dude.
John Deal.
Yeah.
Oh, you got too many A's here. You don't want that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we play
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good movie. John Deal's been in a shit ton of shit.
Yeah.
Gosh. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know
He
that.
was in Heat.
No, my favorite was he was in National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah, he was.
You must have shit for brains or something.
Yep.
Oh, I know what
He's like, what does your sheriff think about your practices?
Well,
The
I know
guy
they
flips the badge out.
I know. I knew they even in the like late '90s they made me register for the draft, and they had the thing. Remember that if you're the only son, you don't have to go. They
Right.
said nope, you got to sign up. They just won't put you in combat. But I had to sign up.
When you turn 18, you're supposed to register when you know that's
But they ended that like they're. I think because I think World War II was so horrible, and everybody lost like 3 family members, so they were like, can't have that again.
Yeah,
So,
they
like,
you have to register when you turn 18, but there's no draft. But they just make you register. I don't know why.
Yeah.
In case, but yeah, like if you're the only son, you won't see combat.
I don't know why you even have to register now. Like everybody, all our shit's on a grid where they can find you instantly. Like, well, guess what? You're going. They don't even need a draft. They just send you a letter. And you're like,
I'm not even sure if you still do.
You got any heart conditions? Nope. Get your ass out here. Like, that's what
do you still have to? I don't even know.
I don't know. I know I did.
Do what?
Register for the draft, not sign up.
Hey, AWH, did you have to register for selective services?
Oh, Diamond had to.
Oh, okay. So then you still have to. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Okay.
Because we kind of forgot about it, and we got a notice saying you better fucking do this shit. And we're like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, we're gonna do it. We're totally doing that now.
But
Love it.
They're making girls register. They need someone to spit roast.
That's
over.
what. Yeah, this guy at work was telling me, and I'm like, I have not heard that.
I
I
haven't
would doubt
either,
it, but I've not heard it.
But honestly, I forgot about selective services until
Yeah, till your kid had
You
to
know.
do it, right?
30 years later,
Right.
or 25 years later.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden he got one, he's like, oh yeah, I forgot about this thing.
Yeah, that false alarm. Uh-oh.
He said BRB, false alarm.
Yeah.
You know what really sucks is Premise Land would be perfect to be on this show,
Yes.
but because his schedule, it sucks. And he literally lives like 2 miles away.
I think that like maybe one of these days he'll have a Saturday off.
Maybe.
That would be really
He's so close to here. It's not even funny.
super cool. I think
Well,
it'd be fun.
The time we do this show is pretty much prohibits anybody who would ever do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
you know, like
oh yeah, I'll come by. What time do it? Like, I play bags. Everybody's doing stuff.
Everybody's
I
playing
mean,
bags.
like somebody who has like absolutely no life and has the weekends off but works nights, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
But
One of
yeah.
these days.
If I was a normal human and able to do anything after work, maybe I would do it after work. But when I get home from work, all I want to do is just sit there. This is what I do.
I'm telling
I sit
you.
right there and I look at that TV.
Like,
I said,
like, when I get, if I'm on my way home from work,
pretty
I
much
want to
what
get
I do.
everything done I need to get done before I get in the door because I don't want to go back out the door till the next morning when it's time for work.
yeah.
I want everything done by like 3:30 p.m.
Like
That's it.
Monday night through Wednesday night for sure. I don't do a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday maybe.
Because you
But
work
you-
a half day on Friday,
Yeah.
7 hours.
Thursday I may do something, but like because it's Thursday night football or something.
Yeah.
But like, or I might go do something, or I might do something. Clean my room, do some laundry or something. But I really, literally eat something on Monday night through Wednesday night, and then I just sit in that fucking expensive lazy boy chair that I bought.
Yep.
I'll give it to streamers and stuff that do it every single day. Because even if I didn't work, I don't know that I'd want to like have to turn it on and hey, how's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Like for every
Well,
day.
Craig-
I get tired. I can do 2 hours here, and you guys are my two of my closest buddies.
Craig, you're perfect for the show then. That's what we were just talking about.
Like we're so interesting.
we said
look
we
at
don't want
us.
people that are interesting because
you'd be
we want people like you that are
Yeah.
just like us.
Join the club.
I have nothing.
Join the club. I almost called it a clan, but we can't call it
we
that.
can't. What if we spell it with the C though?
Oh, we could. Clan of the Cave
Yeah.
Bear.
Or
Was that what it was called?
We're all-
Clan of
we're
the-
all part of the same
We're Scottish.
Scottish clan because we're relatives.
we can call it a clan.
Um,
Not with a K.
Craig says I would be on the show, but I'm completely uninteresting, which is exactly the demographic we're looking for.
No.
I was
Men,
like, no.
men from 30 to 44,
Yeah.
40, 50,
Yeah.
30 to 50 that are uninteresting.
His argument of no is a pretty bulletproof.
You got me.
That's what I do. I run on no sleep all week. I don't know why. And then like Friday night, I pass out and I literally sleep 10 fucking hours, and I don't wake up.
I take a nap Friday afternoons.
That's vintage insomnia, by the way. And
Yeah,
that's what we all do.
I know. I got a sleep study coming up.
We barely
Yeah.
you barely
I
sleep
put mine off again.
through the week. Then I'll sleep like 10 or 12 hours.
I've been putting off
A
my
day on
sleep
the
study
weekend.
for like, I don't know, 3 years.
Do a
And-
stream about the weed,
Yes.
like marijuana. These dudes don't do no marijuana. I don't
We
do
don't-
marijuana either, but I know about marijuana because I did a lot
heard
of
of it.
marijuana.
As I've said before, I'm paranoid and hungry enough. I don't need anything to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need anything to help me
BRB.
out with it, either of those two things.
All right.
I was supposed to do a sleep study a couple of years ago, and then what happened was I didn't do it.
Always opt for
That's
the
it.
home one. Always
oh
opt
yeah,
for the home one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, I was like, I don't need it. It's
Well,
fine.
When I went and saw my radiation oncologist, I was just telling him, I go, yeah, I
Hello,
have a
Doc.
hard
Yeah.
time sleeping kind of regularly. And he'd like, he's like, well, just
Brian, someone
like
of
what? And
significance
I
is
told
in the
him,
chat.
Nah.
oh, hey sis. So I told him what was up, and then he's like, his wife was having problems, and then he's had problems, and then they did he's like, my wife's diagnosed with sleep apnea. He goes, it's ridiculous. She doesn't have sleep apnea. He's like,
Hey, what's up, Mr. Busy?
She's-
How you doing?
she can't like,
Holy shit.
she can't shut down.
By the way, check out Mr. Busy on Twitch. He's a Twitch streamer.
So
Friend of
they
ours
just
for many years.
they took the easy way out and just said, "Do you have sleep apnea?"
Yeah, so that's when he took her to the guy I'm going to go see that he goes and sees. The dad has seen and mom has seen,
Yeah.
I think. And and he's like, no, she didn't need the machine. She just she needed to find she basically found another way, and
Yeah.
she started. So anyway, she started sleeping better. But
Well, my story was this. Like I said, I put it off. Like I have the colonoscopy and everything.
yeah,
'Cause
Well,
I
if you
don't-
ignore it, it will go
it
away,
will.
as we know.
The doc straight up told me, he's like,
Yeah.
next year you have to start getting regular colonoscopies.
Yeah.
I'm like, what about the one you prescribed last year? He's like, did you do it? I'm like, no. He's like, you should, but either way, you're getting one done next year.
yeah.
I'm like, okay. Well, what about the sleep apnea thing? I'm like, I never brought it up. I just ignored it. So I didn't do it.
and
But then
it worked.
I find myself,
It worked.
I find myself, I'll be laying in bed, falling asleep, and all of a sudden, that snore thing where you like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's happening more and more often.
Oh,
So-
that's just you not breathing. It's not a big deal.
As my
It'll
wife's
go
listening,
away.
she's gonna be all paranoid.
Yeah,
about
like
it now.
mine is in
She got a new machine.
You don't need to breathe all the time.
The machine she had was there was a recall on it after a couple of years, so they sent
Yeah.
her a brand new, fancy ass machine. It's fancy. It's got a Bluetooth and everything. She can do it all through her phone. It monitors. It tells her how many incidences she had during the night, what her pressure was, all this other stuff, how much time she slept. It's fancy, but it looks like. Do you remember the music video that Michael and Janet Jackson made together called "Scream"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spaceship they're on. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
I
It
got
makes me want to scream.
I got a funny this comes up because the motor on mine after 7 years it went out
Yeah.
and I needed to get a new one.
Hmm.
And my doctor, who I can't, like, she's actually pretty cool, but she does this thing where she makes me back up what I say.
Yeah.
But anyways, I figured there's no way she's gonna give me a machine without giving me another sleep test and all this crap.
You're full of it, woman.
So my machine was making a windy noise. So to avoid it, and they used to be able to buy a new machine on Amazon.
Yeah.
You could just buy one.
Yeah.
And this was up till like a year or two ago. But when COVID and everything, people bought all the respiratory everything. So now you got to get a prescription for a machine, and you have to go through a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through all. So I found out. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a motor and replace the motor on it. And I got the motor, and me and my dad put the new motor in. It works great. And by the way, I told my doctor I'm having an issue with my machine, because I figured I was going to have to grin and bear it, do another sleep test and everything. So I went through all the effort of getting a new motor, and she's like, sure, I'll sign off on it. Like I read the email like a week later, like after I went through all the trouble of putting the motor in. She's like,
You
oh,
did manual labor when you didn't need to,
yeah.
man.
So now, but I think I'm going to get one of those little small, cool ones though, that I can take out of
The one she has is not it's technically smaller, but it's shaped differently, and it's like so it's not as tall. Like hers was like a fucking like a small toolbox looking thing. It was really small though. It was but it was good size. And this new one's like this long, but it's like this tall. It's weird looking, and the front face of the whole front part of it detaches, and it's weird.
Yeah,
She says he stopped me. She's saying about me.
Yeah.
He stops breathing a lot. I have to put my hand on him to make sure he's alive.
he'll be fine.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
I'm not in denial.
I have a.
You think I'm not breathing? That's just my sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That
It is sleek. That's the word I was looking for.
So I have a funny thing about making sure somebody's alive that happened today, but it's not really funny, but it was. But at first I was scared.
Don't worry because there's two
I-
people you live with that I'm hoping this isn't
I
about.
was walking up to the credit union into Costco today.
Oh, yeah.
And I always walk my way down Victor, and then I cut through the bushes behind the old bank, the old credit union.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy, homeless guy. He's wearing like a whole Carhartt
Hold on.
coverall thing.
A homeless guy on our streets?
And he had his basket there, his shopping cart full of
how
stuff.
much for a blowjob?
And he was laying on his stomach.
Yes.
So like face down.
Yeah.
Like with his arms at his side. Like
He fell over.
like he was
onto
just
his
laying
face.
like he was just laying there flat.
That's what he looked like. He just
And I'm
toppled.
like
He's fine.
head blown off face down, like
Yeah.
just
a mouth
fucking
is a
I
mouth.
mean, exactly.
I was like
Getting your dick sucked by
I'm like-
anyone's a victimless crime.
I was like I'm like trying to see. I'm like, I can't tell if he's breathing. I'm like, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna go do my shit. And then I'm gonna come back. And if he's still there, I'm calling the cops. Well, he's dead. If he's dead, he's dead, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
he could look dead and still be, and there might still be a pulse there.
It's pretty cold outside.
It
too.
wasn't. Oh, it was beautiful. It was the middle of the day.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it was like
Start
you know,
rotting.
It was
like
very
noon.
nice earlier.
So
yeah.
then I didn't even. I saw our brother at his work, and I didn't even tell him about it. I was like, I'm gonna go. So anyway, I go back, and he's sitting up, and I'm like, oh, thank God, dude. And he just looks at me. I go, I walked by here earlier, and you were laying down on your stomach. He goes, the sun was warm.
Oh,
And I'm like, well, I'm glad you're okay, man. And I gave him a $10 bill, and I go, just take care of yourself, man. He goes, and he just like, he looked at me bewildered and goes, thanks. And I'm like, all right. And I just kept going.
Now,
I was like, thank you. Here's $10 for not making me have to call the fucking cops and sit here and watch with a dead body, you
yeah,
fucker.
Mr. Pizzy, my brother used to sleep in the back of his truck on his drive to Houghton. People would shake his foot to make sure he wasn't a body.
when you say is Mr.
Oh.
Busy, you got to refer to him as the hardstyle superhero.
Yes,
Cool.
but yeah, he does hard style electronic music on Twitch.
Okay.
That's what you
guys.
got to call him.
On Twitch?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
yeah.
And so you guys know him from.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, we met him through Craig.
I met him through Craig. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I knew him by his birth name, but I won't say it. He's Mr.
I
Busy.
believe Craig met him at a bar Craig used to frequent
Oh,
back
okay.
in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's
I could be
also,
wrong about that.
also
even.
a very
So,
good breakdancer.
It's nice to meet you.
Just busy. Okay.
It's nice to meet you, Busy. I am the eldest of the brothers.
He's the eldest,
I am.
but he looks the
I'm
uneldest.
the handsomest.
Yeah.
No, they're handsomer.
Hmm.
My hair's cool though.
My sleek white beard covers everything up. That's all.
Yeah.
The curls are starting to shine now. I'm getting happy. It's all swirling around and like 3 different times now. This in the past like 10 days, 3 different times. Like somebody I know, girl wise, like, oh, look at your little curls. I'm like, oh yeah, wait, baby, they'll be coming in.
Should perm it.
I could tell you
Yeah.
sound similar. Yeah, very,
Yeah,
very much.
except for
man.
deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's been pushing his voice for a long time, so it's kind of just stayed that way.
I just
Yeah. Let me tell you something right now.
I just talk like girl.
What he wanted to do is when he was young, he won't tell people this, but he wanted to be Arthur Penhollow.
I did.
when he was younger.
Yo,
And he's always been pushing his
Baby.
voice ever since then. And it just stuck. You know, like when you make a face and someone hits you in the back and your face sticks, his voice did that same
Yeah.
thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't even remember what our talking
Wait,
points were
free
for tonight.
foot massage.
We're
What?
talking about, I don't know.
Joseph, that's you're underage. You can't rub my feet.
Uh,
That's a sensual thing.
yeah, nobody's rubbing my feet.
Plus, don't touch my fucking feet.
well,
I will
plus,
kick
yeah,
you directly in the
plus
face.
my right foot. Like if you put, I can't even put any pressure on it. Like with my hand. Like the only time it
'Cause
doesn't.
you come
The only
immediately,
time
right?
it doesn't hurt is when I have a
You
shoe
shoot your
on it
load
and I'm
immediately.
walking.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Immediately.
Don't touch my fucking feet. My wife tried to touch my foot once, and I almost kicked her right directly in the nose. Don't touch my feet.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't mind if people, I guess, touch my feet.
Don't.
Well, I never used to mind until like now my right foot though.
So you
like
got bunions
I
or
can't-
whatever.
no, it's just there's something wrong with it.
Has
Yeah,
it been since you got your chemo and everything?
no, this has been like for 5-6 years.
Oh, never
and,
mind
Like I can't like.
Sometimes you get a neuropathy or the.
Oh no, this ain't like no. This is like a.
I have edema.
Like
I
if
can't feel
if
my
I
feet.
take like if I
Don't
grab
matter.
like the top of my foot and like squeeze it, like it hurts so fucking bad. I can't even put.
Oh,
Yeah, I
gout. Gotcha.
No, it is a either bone or muscle or nerve or something. Yeah.
Let's do a couple.
You got a
talking
lot
points.
of nerve. In
Let's
your
do
feet.
some talking points.
Yes.
I watched something, and I know you have it too. We've talked about it before, Mike. You have the Peacock
Mm.
because you get it through your Comcast, correct? You have
Yes.
it too. I just know you don't watch it. But the good thing about Peacock is WWE content,
Right.
you know? And I was watching one, and they got like the little short documentary things like my son/daughter is this person, and they have different people like Alexa Bliss and Bailey or this person. Braun Strowman was one of them. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it. I don't know much about Braun Strowman. I just know he's a really strong man.
Yep.
So I started watching it. His real name is Adam Scherr, Scherr.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, he's a big guy. And they showed, he's 6'8" and 350 pounds or some shit. Legit 6'8", 350, not like wrestling 6'8", 350.
Yeah.
Big guy. And they show him in his hometown and how he had a couple jobs. He did this. Worked at an auto parts store. He worked at a restaurant, which was good because he ate so much they would feed him. And because they were spending so much money on his family feeding him because he's so enormous, they would give him discounts. So he'd bring the family in for dinner and stuff, and they'd all eat dinner at this restaurant. Everybody knew him. And then when he became famous, everybody knew him except when they went to certain places. Like if they went to like these baseball fields and these softball fields, everybody referred to him as, that's Rick's son. They didn't refer to him as Braun Strowman. They referred to him as Rick's son.
Yeah, his dad was a really good softball player.
Really good is understating it.
Crusher.
Crusher.
Yeah.
Rick Scherr. Because there's some records that are debatable because some of those things were not in competition, so they don't really count. But in competition, his dad batted 600 batting average, and no joke, in competition, hit 1,800 home runs.
Jesus.
And they show him standing next to each other. I'm like, holy shit. Braun's 6'8". His dad is 6'5" and 285 pounds. He hit according to Pete Rose, he hit a home run with a softball. He hit a softball out of Wrigley Field, out on the Waverly Avenue.
Oh my God.
He won, I don't know how many World Series things. He was like in eight years in a row, his team was in the World Series, and they won 6 of them. They said something, he has like 14 rings.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So one of our vendors comes in, and I had talked to him a while ago, and he said, yeah, we always do this. We'd go out west because we were doing stuff, and then we'd play ball. And I'm thinking, his name's Dave. I'm like, he kept on saying that. I'm like, Dave, are you talking about golf when you say play ball? He's like, no. I mean, I golf, but no, I'm talking about softball. I'm like, oh, you played softball? He's like, I play a little bit. Next time he comes in, we talk a little bit more, and find out that Dave, the vendor, is also in the slow pitch softball Hall of Fame with Rick Scherr.
Really?
They're different years.
Mm-hmm.
But they played against each other. He played against Rick Scherr, or played in the same tournaments as him.
Crusher.
Yeah, because his last name is Scherr, so they call him Crusher.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's like, yeah, I've never played with him. I've seen him play. We were always in a lot of the same
Tourneys.
tournaments and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Different levels at that point. You know, you played softball. You know, there's
I
different
wish
levels.
Sid were here with us to talk about all
Yeah,
this.
Sid would know a lot about this.
Yeah.
But he's like,
Could
yeah,
have ruined his career for softball.
I saw that guy play, and I'm like, yeah, how was it? He's like, I honestly, he's like, and I'm not exaggerating, I've never seen anybody hit a softball that far, and it's all he did. All he did was hit home runs, and they're like, why do you hit so many home runs? And he's like, well, and at this point, his batting average, one tournament, they played 13 games or something, so there's a 4-day thing, and they play a couple times a day. By the end, he had played like 13 games or some shit, and he had, like, no joke, he had a stretch of like 11 straight at bats where he hit a home run, and he batted like 7 something for the tournament. And but just talking with Dave, I'm like, what was it like? It's like, it was weird because, you know, I got to meet him a few times. I never played with him, but got to meet him. He's a really big guy, and you think, oh, he's just this big lumbering thing, but he played outfield and first base, so he had to be able to move.
Yeah.
He played third base at one point. He's surprisingly fast. Also,
Nimble.
he's nimble, and he's the biggest. Well, actually, he's the second biggest guy out there, because apparently on Dave's team there was a guy who was 6'7" and like 260 pounds. So he's a little bit taller. And it's like, where are they finding these people to play softball?
Yeah.
But yeah, Crusher was something. So when they go to these things, you know, Braun Strowman's a famous guy, but they'd go to like the classic and stuff at Disney, at ESPN World of Sports, and they would call him Rick's kid.
Rich kid.
He's called the Babe Ruth of softball.
Wow.
That is legit.
I have a take on softball because I played 1 year,
Yeah, you did.
and it was the fucking biggest bunch of immature
Yeah.
psychopaths I've ever met in my fucking life.
Yeah.
I was in metal bands. I was in a band with you guys. I played shows in bars in dangerous neighborhoods in Detroit. Never had nearly as much trouble
Yep.
as when I fucking played softball out in Mount Clemens.
Yeah,
There was always a fight.
always.
People, they're drunk the whole time, constant fighting because softball mattered to them. I quit my team because they put in a pinch runner for me.
Yeah.
They put in a pinch runner, and I was like, okay, cool. I finished that game, but I never went back. And one guy on my team calls me like, why'd you quit? I go, because he put in a pinch runner for me. He's like, yeah, well, I like, no, I don't want to be around anybody that this matters that much to.
You played Class D softball.
Yeah, there was not for money. There was no sponsorships. There was nothing. It was just literally, it was so fucking horrible that you put in a pinch. Yeah, now I've never been fast. That's true.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I just want to play, I want to play the game. None of this matters,
Nope.
We had teams. It was such a non-important league that, like, there would be new teams just showing up mid-season.
Yeah.
Like this new team. And I didn't care. Like, oh, cool, more people to play with. But, like, so the fact that this mattered to these guys so much, I just quit.
You guys played on the front field, so right when you pulled into the complex, that first field, and that team you played was the biggest bunch of bitch babies I've ever seen in my life.
Fucking such assholes.
Such assholes. And it wasn't like first game of the season. It was later in the season and stuff. And you guys are playing it, and this one guy kept on saying stuff to everybody. Everybody. He wasn't just saying stuff to people on your team. He was fighting with his teammates.
Yep.
He was fighting with people in the stands.
Yep.
He said shit to me.
Your wife was arguing with him.
Yeah, he said stuff to me because I said stuff to him because he said stuff to Danielle. Yeah, I was like, oh, ain't happening.
You would have fucking
Jeremy's
laid that dude out.
Jeremy's wife was there at one point, and he was saying stuff to her because she was chirping too. I think it was Jeremy's wife, or maybe it was Rob's. So one of the wives was there. I don't remember which one. And it just got out of hand. He was fighting with everybody, and then you guys had the guy who always played first base, and he had that mustache.
Yeah, I
and
remember
he
that
guy. I don't remember. He was running into first base or something, and he put his shoulder into somebody.
He cheap shot at somebody. It was totally his
and
fault.
I was like, "What? Now he can't say shit because now you guys got good people on your team that are doing the same shit."
Yeah, he was. It got dirty, dude.
They used to do beer league kickball in Belle Isle when I lived on Jefferson. It was glorious. I will tell you, I've never seen so many ejections in a adult sport than I saw in the kickball I played. I mean, people got banned from junior sports over the kickball games because they were such assholes. And we went to school with 2 of them.
Yeah.
A guy and his wife got banned from there.
I know. Like, my buddy Mark played for years with on a team. He had a team that played with, and he sponsored a team.
Yeah.
And he just got sick of. He's like, dude, all these people, they're just And then afterwards, he goes, everybody just sits there and gets fucked up. Like, what's the one that used to be on Mound?
Liberty
Park.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
Aaron was a bouncer there. There was fights there constantly.
And he's
too.
like, he goes, afterward, we'd all go in and have drinks. And he goes, every fucking time, man. Somebody's fucking fighting. It's stupid shit. He just got sick of it.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I the only reason it's kind of on topic, but I want to tell the story because it came. There's a guy that he did sound for when we were in Skarnak a couple times. He had like long hair. He was a nice guy, and I kind of talked to him. I didn't know him very well at all, but I kind of knew him. Well, anyway, remember that bar Lipsticks over here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was running sound there, and I didn't know him that well. And I just said, "Hey, how you doing?" I hadn't seen him in a couple years since the Skarnak thing. Well, he come out from out of the booth because there was this drunk guy that was way too drunk to even be in public at all. He's like leaning all, for some reason that still baffles me to this day. It bothered me. Comes from behind the sound booth and tries to take him down to be like Mr. like I'm dealing with trouble thing. Well, he didn't anticipate that this guy was a pretty good fighter.
Yeah.
So he starts getting the shit beat out of him. And then after it was over, because I don't know, I'm just standing there. He goes, "Why didn't you help me?" I'm like, "You randomly fucking pick a fight with a drunk and you want me to do something about it? Like you're my boy?" I go, "You did sound for my band like twice."
He's like, I thought we were tight.
Yeah,
Like,
he literally
We were friends.
He went to do the headlock thing. This is where he fucked himself. He tried to do the headlock takedown, and the guy slipped his head out, and then he fell to the ground. And when he fell to the ground, that guy just heard
it's just a buffet of fists.
and then he got mad at me for not jumping in. Like, you got beat up. You picked a fight and you lost. What do you want me to do?
That
Yeah.
is,
But that wasn't on a softball field. It's just something that. And he had long hair, and his hair was whipping with each punch.
I had a friend that we grew up with, and you guys know him, but
What's up, Darth?
He picked a fight with another one of our friends over a girl, and it was just one-on-one, them two, and he was getting the shit kicked out of him, and he's going, "Help me, guys," and we're like, "What? You fucking picked the fight. You're the one that started fucking his girlfriend."
Yeah, you caused it.
And then you fucking picked the fight with him and told him where to meet you to kick his ass, and then he beat the fuck out of you. Guess what? You didn't know that him and his brothers and fucking had like boxing matches out in the backyard. They didn't even put boxing gloves on. They just beat the fuck out of each other with bare knuckles.
That's a boxing match.
Yeah, and we kept telling him, "Dude, I don't think you want to fight him. Oh, he's a fucking pussy." I'm like, "Okay, buddy."
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
He
now
got the shit kicked
you
out
got
of him.
wailed on.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Is it? But I just couldn't believe that guy. His hair whipping with the punches. The visual in my head. I still think about that.
Help me with that.
Darth,
So we got any new things going on? Hey, Morgan, how you doing?
Darth just got home from Motor City Comic Con.
Yeah.
Oh man, did any of your haters show up to confront you? They never do. of
Was that
course.
this weekend?
They're afraid of you.
August.
Damn.
I actually wanted to go, but I'm not spending that much money
I didn't know.
because I live with a house of nerds. I'd had to pay for everybody to get in, and
Yeah.
I'm not paying.
You
Like,
couldn't wait with just go.
I'm not
you
paying
know.
$500 for us to all go for.
Oh
a
my
couple days.
God.
Well, for a couple days. That's a few days worth.
Oh.
Like you should see the people there: Christopher Lloyd, all
Mhm.
these other people there. You get to meet them all.
Christopher Lloyd and all these other.
All these other people. That's the biggest one to me, Christopher
Yeah.
Lloyd,
So
Doc Brown.
right. So it was what for the weekend? It was like 125.
Not a bad
person?
price.
That's not bad.
Might have been more than that. I might have been exaggerating a low end there.
Oh, but you get
Craig
to meet
would know.
You get to meet all those people though.
They need to do scuzzy hotel
Yeah, you get
prices.
to
Like I
meet
wanted to
people.
go in just for an hour.
Yeah,
$8.
Right.
You want to hear some of the celebrity guests that were there?
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to read them.
Oh, Mike was there, but he knows better not to confront me. And that's-
David Harbour, who's in Stranger Things.
Okay.
Mary McDonnell,
Okay.
she's from Dances with Wolves.
Oh. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, blue chips.
Billy D.
Why was she at
Williams?
Oh yeah.
Lorraine Bracco,
Okay.
T.C. Carson. Oh, okay.
Wait, that's
From Living Single. Not T.K. Carter.
oh
T.C. Carson.
okay.
Jim Cummings, who you don't know by face, but he's been the voice of Tigger and a bunch of other people from different cartoons for last forever.
Um,
Oded Fair from the Mummy movies and Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
mm.
Donald Gibb or Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
Ray Jackson.
And also Ray Jackson from Bloodsport.
That'd have been my top guy to
Jimmy
meet.
Hart.
Mouth of the South
Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
at Comic-Con. Okay.
Yeah, Comic-Con's just become like
Speaking
anything
of
dudes
Chekhov,
like.
Anybody that can get to show up.
Yeah.
What-
Used to be
speaking
like
of Chekhov's there from Star Trek, Walter
Oh,
Koenig.
okay.
Martin Cove,
no way.
Sensei Kree from Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Kreese. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph Macchio. Dermot Mulrooney.
Oh, okay.
Danielle Panabaker. I love her.
I don't know who that is.
You wouldn't know her, but she's
What's her name?
Danielle Panabaker. That's
I
her
will-
right there.
Oh my.
Chris Parnell.
I think I've seen her.
Chris
Really?
Parnell.
Really? I'd make him rap. I'd be like
Mark
bro-
Pellegrino.
I'd be like, oh yeah, I
Yeah,
know that dude.
Lucifer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other guy from The Flash. Peter fucking Weller, RoboCop.
You know what else?
Was there?
Mark Pellegrino was in,
Supposedly that
No Holds
RoboCop
Barred.
game is really good, by the way.
and he was in Dexter.
He was in Dexter also.
He
I've
killed
heard that
Dexter
also. Mike.
killed him.
Yeah, the new RoboCop video game, like pretty much everybody likes it.
I've heard that.
What was that redhead's name? you were talking
Danielle Panabaker. Did I
think
mention
I-
Ralph Macchio because I forgot about his counterpart, William Zabka?
Oh, sweet.
Oh, was he there?
Karen Allen canceled.
Oh, from Raiders.
So did Draco
Oh, my
Malfoy.
Lord.
And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I know who she is. I've seen her and shit.
There's other things you could do there and stuff.
I've never
that
heard of Danielle Panabaker, but now, woo, her lips.
I've seen her somewhere.
She was on the Flash TV show,
No, I didn't see her in that.
and then she was in a bunch of Disney stuff. Do you ever see that movie, the Disney one?
That's what I saw.
The
in all the
superhero-
Disney
I'm
stuff.
turning into a total creep hillbilly that's in my DNA. Like, oh, look at that mouth
Did,
on her.
did you ever see the
Got a pretty mouth.
Disney superhero kids movie, like the kids of the superheroes with Kurt Russell, Sky High?
No.
She was in that. Never mind. I
Um,
mean, Kelly Preston was also in it.
Gotta remember, life for me ended in like 2005.
That was
so-
2005. That movie came
Okay,
out.
it's like right
she's
about
got,
that.
she's got a hot sister who's a zoologist.
Who? Danielle Panabaker?
Yeah, her.
She was an actress too.
Yeah, she's a retired actress.
She retired. Kate
Now she-
Panabaker.
Yeah,
Studied
no.
me like a rhino.
Yeah.
They both
So-
did some Disney shit. I've seen a
Well,
lot of DComs. Disney
Here's
Channel
where I
original
definitely
movies.
did. Here's where I definitely didn't see her in
Mhm.
any Disney fucking movie.
I mean, yeah, you don't have kids
Yeah.
that you know of.
Yeah,
Trying
they
to
know,
think
yeah.
of- Right. There we go again.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I saw her in something.
That's why I don't know anything about Jungle Java. All right, nothing.
That place sucked. I hated
I,
it.
did it.
I hated Jungle Java.
I never been there.
I went there once.
Obviously,
I probably saw her on. She was on Law and Order or something. I probably saw her on that.
You ever
Just when
been
she's
into a
hot.
Jeepers? Not me.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on the subject of stuff involving kids, the meaning of ATM.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
dude,
go right
now-
into that.
Now,
Yeah,
I know where I saw her.
It's automated teller machine is what ATM stands for, as far as I know.
Or
oh,
or-
it's
or
not
to the-
ass to mouth.
Yeah.
Mouth, I
or to the kids, it was at the moment.
that was again. That must have been after. I never heard that. All I knew was ass to mouth.
Yeah. So when they go ATM, like, hey, I'm busy ATM. Like, whoa, hey.
Isn't it weird because like LOL I always thought was when it first started doing stuff, I thought it was something else. Can't remember what I thought it was, but it was like Live Our Live or something like that.
Live our life.
And then I said it. I put it on Facebook, and someone said something, and they posted something about their family, and I said, "LOL," or I don't know if it was LOL, but something like that. And they're like, "What are you laughing about?" I'm like, "What? I ain't laughing. That's not what it means, is it?" And I found out it was what it means. I was laughing out loud at their family pain. And after that, I was
It's perfectly fine.
Well, it's the emojis that you can pick from on Facebook. They have some of the laughter and the sad and stuff. They need to space it out
yeah.
because
Tell me
you know
about it.
you when you put in the fucking you put in the funny the funny one like Dad didn't make it.
I know.
He didn't make it out. And you
Lots of love.
and you
Thank you.
And
No,
you put like try to do the care
Lots
and
of
then you do
love.
the laugh like sorry
that's
about
it.
your dad, man.
Busy got me there. That's the one I thought it was. I thought it was lots of love, and I posted it, and someone's family member had just passed, or they're saying something about it. And I was like, lots of love. And they're like, why are you laughing? It's like, what do you mean? This means this. It's like, no, it doesn't. It means this. I'm like,
Oh.
shit.
Well, that's not what I meant.
That's not what I meant.
then you got to be realistic. I could have been honest and like I don't know you well enough to really care.
Yeah.
I could have just said that.
Oh no, I
Just
swear to
said
God,
that.
and I can't be for sure. This is a while ago in my Facebook career, and I believe it was Dwayne. So I don't, yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't somebody I just met.
Yeah, somebody you're okay.
Yeah, it's somebody I've known for a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of love. That was the one. Thank you, Busy.
Yeah, I don't know who's more annoying, the people that are always happy on social media or the ones that are always down in the dumps. I just don't care anymore. Every time I leave the house, something goes wrong. It's like, dude, you know what, man? Look, I'm a negative person. I'm pretty neurotic.
Yeah.
But if I notice you have a problem, you need to cheer up a little bit.
First of all,
You know?
I complain about social media all the time, but I don't ever stop using it.
No.
But the people like, oh, my truck broke down. It took me so long just to
always
do this.
happens to
This
me.
always happens to me. It's like, yeah, you know what? You don't need...
How about changing your fucking oil more than once a year?
Yeah, well,
about that?
somebody just bought this thing,
Okay,
and like it had to go back to the dealership, and this was a dealership
Yeah.
issue, and they had to. Actually, this is the second one, because Danielle's friend also just took hers in for burning oil, and they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you need a new
Butt
transmission.
dial, booty call. Okay.
You need a new transmission, but it's because of the recall on it. Therefore, we're paying for your transmission." The other guy was in that case. I don't remember what happened, but they wanted him to pay for the trans. He's like, "I bought this 2 weeks ago. Ain't no way I'm paying for this trans. It was used, but it was like way under the powertrain warranty and everything." They tried to get him to pay for it, and it was Moran.
Yeah, one of the guys I work with, the guy I was riding home with when I first started there.
You don't need to post everything on there.
He had a Jeep Cherokee, and it had the 318 in it, so it had to be custom because they didn't come in it that year. Just somebody had to order. He bought it used, and the fucker it kept spitting oil and it kept doing all this weird shit. And he's like, and they kept, it's this computer, it's this sensor, and they kept fucking changing stuff. And then his bumper to bumper that he paid for was running out, and they're like, all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're gonna have to replace the engine. It's and they start throwing a price out. He goes, oh yeah, except for yeah, sure, go ahead. And he's like, oh, by the way, I have a powertrain up to 150,000. This has only got 101,000. They had to put a brand new fucking engine in that fucker for him. They were pissed.
My point, I didn't mean to make it a car thing. It was my point was people.
Yeah,
but that's bold. Yeah, good thing you had that because.
Yeah. Or like I've talked about it before, but a good way to know that who the person that's the problem in the relationship is the one that's talking about it publicly all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, it's not him who never says anything. It's fucking you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to advertise everything on.
Every time anyone that uses the word, if you use the word narcissist more than twice in a complaint about someone, you're the narcissist.
Yes,
I've identified.
Absolutely.
You have outed yourself as the narcissist.
Absolutely.
Because every narcissist thinks other people are the narcissist.
Yeah. And by the way, Busy, a 318 in that Cherokee, it was a missile. Let's put it this way. Like, we'd drive home, and, like, they're doing all this construction, and people kept trying to cut us off. The lanes are coming down to, like, one lane, and he's like, fuck you. Nobody got through on him. The car just fucking jumped, man. Yeah, it's a nice Jeep. I kept telling him, fuck, I'll buy that off you. Now you got a new engine.
Whites piss me off. That's right.
Yeah.
What?
Joe's whites piss me off.
Okay.
I don't know what that.
Not gonna lie.
Oh, okay.
I know all of the things now. Back then, I didn't know shit. Now I know what all the abbreviations are.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day, I didn't.
I don't.
No, I mean, I held on to my childhood way longer than most people should, and I held on to my youth, like young adulthood, way longer than I should. But I'm still so out of touch now. It finally happened.
I got teenagers.
I have nothing. I have no idea what people are even talking about.
The only one that I guessed it without even knowing, like when people started doing this shit. I mean, dude, it had to be 10 plus years ago. Somebody put DGAF. And like I'd never seen it, and Rachel was like, yeah, so it had to be more than 10 years ago. Rachel was like, what's DGAF? I go, and I looked at the previous text, and I went, is it don't give a fuck? And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah.
When I picked,
She looked at me. She's like, you. I'm like, I know, because I didn't know what any of that shit meant.
well, I picked up on someone put National Socialist. Oh, fascist like me. I got it. I got
Sometimes things are so close to home.
Yeah.
TIDR.
TLDR. Too long didn't read.
TLDR or is it an I? I can't read that. Is it TLDR?
My eyes suck.
Too long didn't read.
Okay. Too long didn't read.
That's what
I was
it
gonna
means.
say. I was gonna say something really bad.
Do you know what JL? Nope, don't know what that is. J.
Wait. J.
Just letting you know.
Just letting you.
No.
No.
I totally
Too
know
long
what it
didn't
is.
read. Yeah. Okay. So rude.
So if somebody writes like a whole like book in a text, you're not going to read the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe that Joseph is making those up.
I don't know the TLDR. It's some fucking weird ones like
Yeah.
Well,
The people that just
titty licking dick rider.
yeah, that's a good one actually.
That was what I thought when I saw it. I was like, titty licking dick rider.
You know what?
I
Yeah,
need to find me one of those.
Because
I have a dick and I have
It
tits.
just so happens I like my titty licked while she's riding my dick.
Yeah.
I think Joseph made up
Oh, I'm
his
totally-
two there.
Yeah, I don't. Gee,
Unless it's a Brit thing,
ooh, yeah, like
something about
boop, boop, boop,
the
boop,
Queen
boop,
or
boop,
Parliament
boop,
or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. You know what we missed last week was
Just limeys, us.
wait. Today's the 11th. Now is it the 12th yet? No.
I don't know.
Last Sunday was the
Mummies.
bonfire night. Joseph, did you have a bonfire night celebration
Wait, there's a night called Bonfire Night?
in Britain?
Oh, means just let us shit post or just let me shit post, brother.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, the bonfire night though.
Did you go
What
to
is that?
bonfire night? Did you burn an effigy of Guy Fawkes? That's what they do.
Oh, who's
He's the guy who
Fawkes?
tried to blow up Parliament. I don't know why they'd be burning an effigy of him. They should be saluting him.
He tried to blow up Parliament.
Oh yeah, 400 years ago.
Oh, damn. Yes,
You ever-
sir. He did.
All right, good for you.
We had bonfires with crosses down south.
That's what we call bonfire night. We had bonfires in the
We
city
all
of
dressed up
Detroit.
like Ghost.
We had those on.
Scary go.
There used to always be bonfires around here back on that day before Halloween.
Yeah.
You know,
Devil's Night, dude.
Angels Night.
Dude, I remember.
Yeah, where they
like,
tried to rebrand it. It's Angels Night. It's not Devil's Night anymore.
when I went
They
out
changed
to
the name. We can't use it anymore.
when I went out to Utah, and they were like talking about Halloween. I go, "Oh yeah, Halloween's coming up." I go, "You know what? It was like the day before Devil's Night." I go, "You know what tomorrow is?" And they're like, "The day before Halloween." I go, "No, it's Devil's Night." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." They're like, "What is that?" I go, "Look it up, man."
Watch 8 Mile.
And then
It'd be like a mini riot every year.
two guys looked it up. I go, "Just put Devil's Night Detroit," and they put it in. And they're like, "Dude, like we just like read about years worth." I go, "Fires everywhere, baby."
It was like a little bit of a pocket riot.
Yeah, and they were
Really?
like, "Dude, did that really go?" I go, "Oh yeah, man."
Oh, yeah. Until they changed it to Angels Night, then it just stopped.
Well,
Now here in the
yeah.
burbs, it was a lot less harsh. It was
Yeah.
like people
We
would
just-
throw eggs at your house
yeah,
and shit.
dude, my
Yeah.
favorite was your sister talking about forking someone's lawn.
Yeah.
Like they buy a whole thing of plastic forks
And
and,
just
just
stick it
like,
in there.
yeah. I'm like, I go, "What?" She goes, "Oh, we forked somebody's lawn." I go, "Like with plastic forks or something, or with forks?" She goes, "Yeah, yeah. Like we bought like a whole thing of them, like 300 of them." I'm like, "That's fucking beautiful."
Yeah.
I was like, "That's beautiful." I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. It was a lot more harmless out here.
Oh
Or
yeah.
they TP your fucking with
Yeah.
toilet paper.
Yeah.
Fucking make your tree look
Or
like
throw-
Egg
or
egg your shit.
sometimes we do it where we'd run by people and throw Drano in their face. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so hilarious.
Yeah.
Throw Nair
Good
on the
times.
So
I-
if you get
yeah.
rejected by a girl, throw Nair on her hair and just melt it off. Bitch.
Just like squirt.
young, yeah, just harmless, innocent fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
you
was great.
rejected me? Here's acid in your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're ugly to everybody.
I remember that one girl, like I got her back. I took a pair of shears and jammed him into her eyeballs. And,
Well, that's murder.
You showed her.
no, she lived.
Oh, she lived?
Yeah.
Sounded like murder when you first
It was
started.
almost murder.
Because it's 2023, everything we're saying here is a joke.
Yes.
Yes.
I
We're
didn't
not
dare
serious.
anybody.
No.
Only threw Drano on one person's face.
Yeah.
Um,
I did tell one kid that this antifreeze was Mountain Dew one time, just once.
you know,
Cooled him out.
Craig and Jay, the friend that they had, they don't see him very often. He lives in Arizona, but Ryan,
yeah.
he would get all kinds of like lawn ornaments from other people's yards,
Mm-hmm.
and then this prank would be put on one person's yard. So you'd always have like a bunch of pink flamingos and different things on somebody's yard. That was his prank.
That's
Pretty
cool.
harmless, but it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
That fat cat I have in front of my house,
And then
this one of those guys stole. That's
Oh,
how
yeah.
I got it.
yeah, the tuxedo cat.
And they're like, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." Because I mean, what's the statute limit? It was like 10 years or something. 'Cause
Yeah.
they did it. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it.
Oh,
Our buddy stole the big boy for a week, and his mom made him put it back. That's awesome. That is awesome, actually. Which big boy?
yeah.
I wonder. I mean, I'm not trying to incriminate anybody. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, which one? What was his name?
What's his name? What? I need what dates and times.
Yeah, right.
I'm just beep boop boop. FBI. Yeah, it was this guy. He did it. But he got to a point like he was I don't remember whose lawn it was, but if I remember correctly, Ryan put about 800 different lawn ornaments on someone's lawn.
Fat,
that's-
okay.
There was a
Probably wasn't it?
there was a meme I just saw that like it
The
was
other
like,
prank he did was have we drive past people and he'd roll out the window and yell the N word at him, and that wasn't as funny.
no.
Yeah.
He did that a couple times.
I was present in the vehicle for that. And I was just trying to like
Oh boy.
He didn't say it to a person of color. It was just a random person.
Even in the 90s, I knew it would come back to haunt me if I got seen.
He wasn't
no,
like-
I'm hiding.
he wasn't
I'm like,
targeting.
I'm like-
He wasn't targeting that demographic. It could have been like you walking
Okay.
down the street,
Yeah.
and he would just yell it at you.
Yeah.
Well,
Which still doesn't make it much
That's
better.
better than what I witnessed.
Yeah. Oh, then I don't remember that well.
No, you weren't with me. This person.
Yeah, a certain person that I know very well, who's a very close friend of mine, used to pull up to a girl, and well, all the time.
The son's about to pull up to a
who
girl.
lived by his house.
Sound like you were getting yourself
No,
hot.
he would just pull up and roll the window down. He didn't care if anybody was in the car with him. He'd pull up to her as she was walking home and go, "Hi," N-word,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
like all the time. And she was
Wow.
like 10 or 11 years old.
Oh.
And then one day, like, I was sitting with Neil, and he goes, "See that girl right there?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That's her grown up." I go, "The one that, yeah." I'm like, "No way."
They got married.
No,
Oh.
no. The person, the guy you know did it, that listened to the show.
Oh, okay.
He used to when we were. I mean, she's like grown up now, but like Neil was just pointed her out. She was walking a dog, and she had some kids with her. And he goes, "You know who that woman is?" I go, "No." He goes, and he tells me that that's the one that
Wow.
Jay used to say it to all the time. I mean, we were only like 17 or 18 when he started doing that to her. But, because she's not a lot younger than us, but she's probably like your age.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really young.
Yeah. Yeah. He would just he'd drive past her and say it.
It's like, oh.
That's not very nice.
No.
Well, he was nagging her.
Yeah.
That means you try to build her, tear her down so she doesn't feel.
Yeah.
And then you go in and
Helped her out
Mm-hmm.
is what he did.
Yeah.
Helped her
it
out.
Was, yeah. It was mean.
I hope Busy's still listening after that. I want to ask him a question. Hey man, weren't you doing like auctioneering and stuff at one
for
point?
reals?
I just saw that out of nowhere. I'm sorry. I don't know if that was.
29 foot dance.
I hope that was you, and not some other random person. It's like, weren't you the auctioneer? No. What the fuck are you talking about? I just wanted. You can answer whenever you want. You are an auctioneer. Okay.
Cool.
That's awesome. Can you talk like really fast and really loud and everything and do the whole
Remember
thing?
those Vine compilations of those guys they'd put rap? Yes,
Yes, I loved them. Wish we would have made a whole album of those.
Yeah. Well, the one guy actually did cut an album. The one guy that was, I don't know if he was the most famous one, but he was actually
Sweet.
from up in Canada. He made an album, Spittin'. Forgot his name.
He says LOL. So
I do the thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of love. Yep, I do the thing.
Well, where he lives in that rural area, I don't know if it's still a thing, but because I've been driving truck up to where he lives forever,
Yeah.
and they used to have Tradio, where people like, okay, I got 5 lazy boy chairs. I don't need them, but I'll trade you 5 lazy boy chairs for a quad runner.
Wow.
Like these weird they'd want a certain thing for their shit.
Right.
I got a fur snowblower and a 1975 Zenith.
Zenith weighs 700 pounds.
Yeah, they tried to get it traded, man. Tradio.
I didn't know that.
We never had it down here, but
That would have been cool. I mean, like,
downstate.
like have some weird shit, trading some weird shit for some other weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it was just old timers just trying to get rid of shit because it was something they wanted. You know.
Yeah.
I got an old dirt bike here. It's a Honda 1982 250cc. Still runs. I need a fridge. You know. That was
All
Tradio.
right.
Yeah.
I'll bring you a fridge.
Yeah.
Joseph is spitting and dipping.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is.
Michael,
Yeah.
tell us about your trip to the doctor.
Oh, yeah. I went to the doctor and they're like, they ran my blood and everything, and again, they can't find anything wrong with my blood. Like we were talking about the cholesterol and everything. My cholesterol actually went down.
Mm.
The total cholesterol is like 190 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was almost 200 before. Sugar went down a little bit,
So 200's not good. 190's good.
roughly. Yeah.
You-
I got
yeah.
up to like just under. I was at like 198 before. I hadn't changed anything. Oh, I haven't been drinking. I don't know if that helps or cholesterol.
So is
but-
it still considered high but it's coming down, or
No, it's considered, especially because of my age and weight. It's very good.
yeah.
The 190, and then sugars. I think I was pre-diabetic, and now I'm not.
That could be because if you're not drinking.
Yeah, so I was like, I would always sit at like 101, 102, something there. Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on you. Now it's in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, my weight is horrible, but
Mhm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you've lost some, right?
I lost some, but yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't know, I had no idea that at one point I thought the heaviest I ever weighed was 299, and I said I'll never be 300 pounds. And I told her that. She said, "Oh, you're doing okay. You're done." I think it was 288, still fat, but whatever. But she was like, I was like, well, I just never wanted. I don't want to get up 300 no more. She goes, and I think it was last year June. I was 310. I'm like, what?
Wow.
She's like, she said I was 310. She's like, yeah, we got it right here. You were 3. Like, whoa. Like
Yeah, but you had clothes
You're
on.
like, damn it.
yeah, I had boots,
You had
man, right?
boots.
Boots.
You had that flak jacket on. You had
310.
It's like,
the armor.
it's like Bri was trying to
It's a
tell
fucking
me.
rhinoceros. What I was.
Bri was trying to tell me he was never over 270. I go,
Oh,
you're
God.
a fucking liar, dude. He goes, no, dude. I'm like, nah, dude.
No.
I go, what are you
He
talking?
was tall.
Yeah, but no, like he got really big at one point. Like he was like, dude. I'm like, there is no way you're
I saw
270.
I saw him one time. He looked like he was 320.
Yeah.
To me.
There
Oh,
was
yeah.
no way he never. I'm like, dude.
Put it this way: if I got up to 310, he got up to 320.
Because
Definitely.
when I met him, he was like 215, and then he sat about 225 for years, and then, then all of a sudden he was like 250, and I was like, all right, he's just a little bit bigger, and then I was like, dude, there's no way that you're 270 right now. You were 250 for like years, and you didn't. I'm like, dude, you're fat. You know, I'm like, there's no way you're 270. I go, you're telling me a doctor said you're 270? He goes, no, dude, I weighed myself. I go, that scale will not go to 300, so fuck you.
You need to start going to the gym, Joseph. I've been working out every day for at least 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Every single day I do something.
Now, are you going?
Mm,
You're not going a lot.
no.
So I was telling Dad get a Planet Fitness, and then if you guys go,
Yeah, it's I just go in and out, man.
Yeah. Dad
I
could
do-
basically go whenever he wanted.
I do.
honestly.
The only thing I don't do my cardio there because I got a bike here, and I'd walk if the weather's nice. Cardio at a gym sucks,
All right, man.
but I will lift.
Enjoy
at
the
gym.
show.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, busy. Enjoy the show.
Busy. You are a Wednesday show, correct? On Twitch.
Yeah, you can hype your show up.
It's
if you want.
Wednesday. Mr. Busy on Twitch.
Yes,
Wednesday nights, I believe. I think it was like 8 o'clock.
Mr. Busy.
Mr. Busy on Twitch.
Hmm.
Friend of the show. We've known him for years.
Years.
Good fella. Good guy. We like Busy. Yeah, Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Check it out.
It's electronic music. It's action packed.
And I will have to get Twitch to do that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
We're on Twitch. It's just no one watches it. We're on Twitch, by the way, Busy.
Yeah.
We have 24 followers on there.
Wow.
You can check us out on Twitch.
We might have
On Twitch.
We might have a new subscriber on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, a buddy of mine. He had two buddies. I was talking to him.
Ooh, we're up
and,
to 410, huh?
And he
All
was
right.
and he was like, you do? You do a podcast?
Would be fun to have you guys. Oh yeah, let me know anytime.
Yeah, my buddy's his buddy was like, oh, we received 100 messages. All right.
We do have 4.
He was like, he goes, what is it? And I'm like, yeah, it's just a podcast. And he's like, what do you guys talk about? And I'm like,
Nothing.
really like a whole lot of nothing. And then like if we don't have anything, we just talk about like 80s movies, hot 80s chicks.
Yeah.
80s and 90s softcore porn.
That's pretty much what
I go wrestling, 90s music, 80s music. And he's like, so like I've heard nothing that I would not love to hear. I go, okay, well then check it out.
Yeah, see that's
You're my wheelhouse, guys.
That's the thing is like if I had to tell people we are like 80s and 90s stuff mostly.
Yeah.
That's what because
It's
that's
us.
That's when we were like not miserable. and
That was our
we,
fun.
We enjoyed
that
our
was
lives.
a fun time in our lives.
Brian has kids, so he's got more.
My life's over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he has more to live for, Brian.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah. It's totally what you meant.
Yeah. It's opposite day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of like 80s, well, even pre 80s, I went on this kick of just one after another, looking at old pictures and gifs and videos of Helen Mirren.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
I went on a Helen Mirren bender.
Yeah. I would go on a Helen Mirren bender
Helen
over.
Bender over.
Yeah.
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 I don't know if you guys noticed, but she's attractive.
She's very
Stone
attractive.
cold hottie, baby.
Yeah.
Joseph, have you ever met Helen Mirren? What, since you lived there in Britain?
At like 16, I think you can start working.
You're
out
not
there,
allowed
so-
to work out.
Oh yeah,
on your own?
You can. I think it means you can go get a gym membership.
gym
and stuff.
membership.
You're not allowed to do that before then.
No.
I think even here you got to get a parent sign off.
Yeah.
You can't just go because if you snap a stick or something. You
Well,
know,
even if you
Oh yeah.
even if you're in high school and you have like weightlifting class, you got to
Yeah.
sign like waivers and all kinds of other crap.
I don't know what I don't know what I was thinking about.
yeah, you got to be.
We had to do that. I
Just
remember.
get your mom to sign off, dude.
Yeah.
Never-
we,
never
like
go down
even,
there.
I think even with gym class, that you had to have like a something for.
Maybe I don't remember now.
Yeah.
I know for weightlifting you definitely had to because you're using the equipment and shit.
Yeah.
And liability.
Liability.
Yeah.
Palatability.
Yeah.
Palatability. I have that somewhere. Where you at, Jay?
But Helen Mirren's hot.
Yeah.
You went back even further, wow.
Yeah, Helen Mirren, dude. Here we
Oh
go.
fuck yeah.
That's
Palatability.
that's the thing when a lot of times, especially when I'm going through and I'm watching movies on Tubi TV,
Mm-hmm. Brian's
and I'll see some of these older chicks, I'm like, and now no one ever even thought about back in the day, and all of a sudden I'm like, man, they look really good. I don't remember them being that hot.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is when you're younger, you have a warped perception.
Yeah. Hot's different.
Yeah, and it's things that like I have in retrospect, girls who I sat next in school and I didn't think of anything then. I'm like, man, I should have asked her out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's actually,
Yeah.
and I'm not even talking about like what she looks like now. She could be big, 400 pounds. No, I don't. But I would
honestly,
remember
yeah.
Rebecca like, you know that Michelle girl sat next to me. She was nice.
Oh,
she
I
was
know who
cute.
you're talking about.
No.
You just
and
made
I-
up a name, I know.
And I never once. What the hell was wrong with me? It's
Honestly,
usually
I-
because you had eyes for one that was like out of your league, and you
Yeah.
were all about that one.
Usually.
So it was like the Janie thing with the ponytail. Like she's got a ponytail.
Yeah.
Ew.
I remember
And
there was
glasses.
chicks that like
Paint
I
on
don't know that
overalls,
we all
what's that?
thought were hot, and it was like, well, really, it was just that she had a great set of tits and like this big blonde hair
Yeah.
or big big hair, and then it's like you think about it, you're like, oh, she really wasn't that good looking.
There's a few of those.
Yeah, but then there's some. It's like, dude, I think like I should have like maybe asked her out and dealt with the fact that she was really awkward for a few years, because boy did she turn out good.
Well, that's of course a thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they some age better.
I remember a few girls that I was in school with that I was like, yeah, I kind of thought, wow, I think she's not quite hot, but I think she's got hotness there, you know?
There's potential.
Yeah. Like, just I mean, dude, like, we're awkward. We don't even like.
You're building a car.
We're learning how to dress
you're building
right.
A car.
We're learning how
you
to.
had just the motor.
Yeah.
The motor was there.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
there was only a few that like didn't have to do anything, and like their hair was always like they always looked muscular. They always looked, dude. There was just a few of those guys and a few of those girls. Really, when it all breaks down,
Yeah.
most of them were just we're all a mess.
It's just weird. Like in high school, you had cliques and different people didn't talk to you. But then after high school, like you still I still had that weird thing in my brain. I'm like, oh, cool, man, she's talking to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're 40, dude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, like she's talking. I'm like, it's not high school. You're not you're not the weirdo in the back of the class anymore.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Like, she came up to me and said, "How you been all these years, Mike?" Clearly,
She's been pining for me for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
It was funny because like
Here's my 6'5" husband.
I had a few different jock dudes and a few preppy girls that I fucking sold weed to.
Oh yeah.
So like,
You had an in.
no, I just didn't.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
nobody, like they would say hi to me, but that would be about it. And then after school, they'd, oh yeah, like I'd hang out and I'd sell them weed and smoke joints with them and fucking.
Here's how.
All of a sudden, I was cool.
Here's how always together me and Brian were. One guy called me Mike Dunlap. Like he's like,
doxed me, man.
Yeah.
You just doxed him.
He's like, I remember you, Mike Dunlap. Like,
No, that's a
you
combination
got
of
to
the two
have
of
right.
us.
It's a combination of me and the other guy that looks
you
like
just
me.
combined us.
Yeah, like
I am Mike.
who was also equally nerdy.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
equally nerdy.
We had people that, like, if Craig was with us, it was me and Mike, and then Craig happened to be with us. They wouldn't believe that we weren't brothers and that I was Craig's brother.
Yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah.
They did not believe it.
Right.
Like, no, that's your brother. Like,
No.
I'm not his brother at all.
Cousin,
No, like,
brother. That guy's not your brother. Yeah, no, he is.
Yeah,
In fact, my brother.
And with all three of us telling him the truth, he
Yeah.
still didn't believe it. No, these two.
Yeah,
I was like,
because we were around each other so much that we had the same mannerisms.
yeah.
We had stuff that we did exactly the same, and that's what
Yeah.
people picked up on.
Yeah, they just assumed we
Their
were.
laps have done.
Yeah. They just assumed we were the same. Then it got worse. Some even thought we were one person.
Yeah,
The laps.
it was way worse.
Not only were we brothers, we were one entity.
I've actually gone to things where it was me and you had hung out, and then I didn't see with these people for a long time. I didn't see them for a while, and then all of a sudden, they didn't remember me at all. They only remembered you. So it's like, oh, hey, look what it is.
Hey, what's up, Michael? Yeah, your brother doesn't look anything like.
Yeah. Now people will see there's similarities between me and Craig and Alan that you probably never saw
Yeah.
before.
Right.
The nose and
Yeah.
a couple other things going
I
on.
think we should have like a reality show and call it The Laps of Done.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just like all us brothers, and we'll just be
Yeah.
like annoying.
But it'll be one of those fake outs. So we'll have all four of us,
Yeah.
me and you and Craig and Mike,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden at the end, the big reveal is that Mike's not actually one of our brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
They're like, what?
Huh?
Yeah, we'll drag it out for like a good 3 or 4 seasons
Yeah,
first.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think we emulated each other's mannerisms stuff, but our personalities are quite a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian's a lot more chill than me.
I try to be.
Yeah. It's like,
Um,
but yeah, I don't know, man. It was weird though. It's funny that people thought we were brothers, or again, that one guy thought we were a person.
one single person.
Person.
And somehow we split into two separate
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Well, I won't dox him. His nickname was Corn Dog. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
He's the one that called me Mike Dunn.
Yeah. No, once you said it,
Big 6'5" guy.
I remember who it was.
Yeah,
His nickname was Corn Dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Big tall dude.
Based on his last name kind of a
Oh, okay.
situation.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you guys about something. I wasn't sure if I was gonna say anything about this because the person it's about listens sometimes. But anyways, I don't care. Whatever. So, you drink Diet Coke.
Yeah.
This guy at work drinks Diet Pepsi. Now, technically, those things are healthier for you, but the process in which they take the caffeine and stuff out kind of changes the chemical alteration of those.
Aspartame and
all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's technically better for you, but who knows down the road. Anyways, but that wasn't what the discussion was about. He was talking, talking about consumption, and he's been trying to cut back on stuff, even though it doesn't look like he's cut back on anything. But he's like, the only thing I really still
cut
do
back
is
on cutting back.
yeah, he cut back he's cutting back and cutting back. But he drinks a 2-liter of Diet Pepsi every day at work, a whole 2-liter.
Well, that's a lot.
And I'm like,
I drink one or two of these a day.
He's like, well, it's the diet stuff. I'm like, yeah, I get. I mean, it's he's more focused on the sugar because he is pre-diabetic and stuff. He's right. There's no sugar. I mean, the sugar content isn't there. So he's technically right. But he's like, yeah, but I drink a whole bottle. And I'm like, you shouldn't drink a whole bottle of it anyways. He's like, well, I'm not really drinking a whole bottle of it because half of it's ice. I'm like, no, you're still drinking a whole 2-liter of pop.
Ice doesn't make it not this
Yes,
before it goes in the cup.
That. What you're doing is adding more water to it. But you're still drinking the same amount of fluid ounces of the pop. Just more water with it. Goes to the bathroom. I am not exaggerating, guys. He goes to the bathroom at work in an 8-hour day. We're there 8.5 hours, because you get a half-hour lunch break. 11 times.
Oh.
Jesus.
And that's not a
He's having
Mulaney
a
bit.
diuretic effect on him.
That wasn't me doing Mulaney when he said 11 times a day he's going to the bathroom. No, this guy legit goes to the bathroom 11 times.
That's diabetic too.
Well,
I mean,
but
when you start getting pre-diabetic and you're almost diabetic, you piss off. That's what happened to Bry.
Your mic just cut. I can't hear anything now.
I can hear him.
You can.
It's probably the headphones.
It's your headphones.
Yeah, probably my headphones.
Yeah, when Bry was living with me, and he would, dude, I watched him in like a whole night of sleep. It was like 6 hours. He got up like every hour during the night and pissed.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, there's something wrong with you.
Now, I piss a lot at night, but it's because I drink like a lot of water.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. But like if I'm not drinking alcohol during the day, I piss at a very normal rate.
Well, I mean,
I haven't pissed this whole show. Remember when I would drink?
Yeah,
I piss 30 times a show.
Yeah.
So a 2-liter is what, 66 something ounces or something like that?
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's drinking that, plus he's getting ice every third time he drinks some from the ice machine. He's probably drinking between the pop and the ice 100 ounces.
Yeah, it's just
of liquid.
Water.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is also pre-diabetic, and whatever that new shot is you can do that's supposed to help with your diabetes and stuff.
Yeah.
He might be starting that soon. He's not technically diabetic. He just went to the doctor recently. He's not diabetic yet, but he's an older guy too. Yeah. He did have some prostate issues at one point, so it could be that. But but still, it's trying to explain to him like, no, man, here's the deal: you're still drinking the whole 2-liter.
Yeah.
The ice isn't deleting any of the pop.
Yeah,
it's
so
You're still drinking it.
It's the addict justification.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's like, well, I'm drinking light beer, so it's better for me. Or I'm smoking ultralight cigarettes, so it's better for me.
Well, and the thing about
no,
people always look about with the beer and stuff is the calories. Like, oh, it's only got 96 calories, whatever it might be.
Right.
It still has carbs. The carbs break down the sugars.
Well, if you drink I drink Miller Lite, and I was estimating, I drink about a case in the weekend.
Yeah,
I drink about a case, so that's still 2,400 calories roughly.
Yeah.
So let's say 23 something, but that's still a lot of calories extra that you're ingesting every time, every week, even though it's not every day. So that's going to catch up. Not to mention it slows your metabolic rate for 4 or 5 days.
Well, and like you said, if it's 2,400 calories, then that's technically a whole nother day's worth of meals. On a normal, I mean, I know you eat more than that, but
But no, it's still it's an extra.
It's basically it's an extra what the average male diet should be in terms of calories. That's a whole extra day of eating technically.
But
Plus the carbs.
Like the whole pop versus diet pop thing. Like, okay, the pop's got sugar, horrible for you.
Yes.
But from what I've gathered and what I've seen of people, they overdo it with diet pop. Just like I remember watching Rachel's dad drink like 12 of those fucking things.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, dude. You think you're in better shape because you're drinking diet pop? You're fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is too, if you're pissing a lot, I don't care if you're drinking just water.
Mm-hmm.
If you're pissing a lot, you're fucking taxing your kidneys.
Yeah, right.
It's not good.
Yeah, right.
Like you can literally drink too much water and fucking fuck your kidneys up.
Oh, it's true.
Yep.
And people don't. They think, well, like, because you'll see them with their fucking. I've seen a guy he was a workout guy. He was in good shape, but he always had a fucking jug of water.
Yeah.
I'm like, Matt, you can't fucking drink that much water. I mean, unless you're like sweating a lot back here or something. Like, no, man, I just want to keep the system clean. I'm like, you're gonna fuck your kidneys up, man. Plus, if you're eating too, like a lot of bodybuilder types, even if they're not on steroids, they consume tons of protein, which also fucks up your kidneys if you're taking too much of that.
Premise Land said, I've cut down, though my pop addiction is still bad. If there's any way you can quit pop, do it. I'm not saying it because,
you'll be happy.
You'll be happy. I mean,
yeah. The results.
I don't know what you're drinking a day, but
the results are like, everybody I've seen that quit, like the results.
I'm not telling you how to
really
live
good.
your life, but I don't know if you guys know this. I quit pop like almost 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And look at me. I'm an Adonis. It worked out.
I've seen
Just replaced it with coffee.
I've seen
but
Yeah. No, but you're the all joking aside, your innards. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And if you even this like there's two things that diet pop would probably help. If you were diabetic, my grandpa could drink Diet Coke and it would not fuck with his diabetes. He would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go up or down, or total weight because it's calories. But it's still gonna if you drink like I drink one a day, probably ain't gonna do much. But if you drink like 4 or 5 of these a day, you're gonna fuck your stomach up.
When I was a teen, I drank a 2-liter with every meal, and in between I had a 2-liter. That is really bad.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you hadn't had your foot cut off, Ted. It's a lot.
How's your gout?
Yeah.
Actually, because I saw him complaining about it again.
Oh,
You had gout?
Yeah. Oh, he said it a couple weeks ago on the show, and then I saw he had a post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know that doesn't help, the sugars and all that other stuff. But if you could stop pop, it sucks.
Well, like these people that like drink tons of water. Oh, I gotta stay hydrated. That you're not necessarily hydrating your body just by drinking all that water.
No,
Especially if you're pissing it all out.
Yeah, you could be pissing it all right out.
Yeah.
Like I was just listening to this guy.
Anything you don't absorb and keep doesn't help.
Yeah, I was just listening to this
absorb
guy.
it,
He's not
doesn't
like a
help.
doctor, but he's just he's into exercise and fitness, and then he owns like a place, and he has a team of doctors and stuff. But I was just like listening to some of what he was saying on this podcast, and I'm like, that makes sense because I've went through days where I've sat there and pound water, and I'm like, dude, I don't feel hydrated.
It's not the pounding. You got to look at it. It's a marathon.
Yeah,
You can't just pound the water.
No.
It's like if you're up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you go to bed at 9 o'clock. That's what 16 hours.
yeah.
And most doctors, that whole 8 ounces, that eight glasses of water thing.
Everybody's different.
It's everybody different, but that's not enough for anybody.
No.
Well, you get another thing, too. If you have something big the next day, like you're going to do a huge hike or a fucking marathon or something, it's best to prehydrate.
Well,
the days leading up.
Yeah.
Like you want to have a surplus of water in your system
Right.
But
leading to it.
you'll see
But
those,
you don't want to be like, oh, the meat's today.
No.
It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You don't want to drink. If you're supposed to drink 100 ounces of water a day or 125, whatever it might be, my doctor said half of your body weight put in ounces. If you're 250, you drink 125 ounces per day.
Right.
But that's not in the middle of the day.
No.
That's from the time you get up till before you go to bed.
Yeah.
That whole 16-hour period
Yeah.
is when you should be doing it in moderation
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
time.
it's kind of how because in the morning I get a little coffee at work, and I got a little mug, but I have they gave us the stainless steel,
Yeah.
you know, but I use that for water. And I just like throughout the day, I just grab it.
Just
I take
realized I haven't had any
I
water
take a
since I've been
drink
here.
out of it. You know, I take a glug out of it, and then I set it back down.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then when it's empty, I go fill it again. But I don't sit there and blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't do
No.
that all day.
You shouldn't do that. You got to space it out,
Mhm.
just like anything else.
Yeah.
Space it.
Yep.
You know.
All right, guys, you got any final points?
Yeah, I want to tell one more story because we talked about the driving and how. Do you I think we talked about it before, real quick. Before, when we don't even see cops pulling people over anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
And if I had a whole stretch where I saw cops pulling people over like 3 out of 5 days during the week, I'm like, oh, it's a record.
Dude, last week it was like crazy. Fraser, Roseville, all these
It must have
places
been
around
yeah.
Yeah.
But so I'm driving to work. And this is Wednesday morning, and I work my way over on 696, and by about Grossbeck, I get over to the far left lane, and I'm moving along with traffic, passing the people next to me. So I'm in the far left lane. The lane next to me, the right lane. I'm slowly, I'm not flying past them, but I'm going past them pretty good clip. And I get up to about 80, and all of a sudden there's this white truck with the big tires. It's got the big, huge muffler on it. You can tell it's a diesel. It's loud. And he waits until I get almost there, and all of a sudden he cuts. Like, doesn't turn on the signal, just cuts. And I'm like, he was close. I'm going 80, just over 80 miles an hour, and I was a foot away from him when he got over. So I beeped at him. So, of course, he did the logical thing, and he starts brake checking me. Because that's what you should do when people are going 85 on the freeways, brake check people. And at this point, I realized that there's someone else right behind me who's like really close to my rear end. I'm like, all right, well, this isn't cool. So I beeped at the guy, he brake checked me, and then he started going. And I just kept pace with him. I wasn't on his ass. I probably could have a little bit more space between us, but I had about 3 full car lengths between us at 85 miles an hour.
Yeah, you weren't
maybe
riding
4.
him, but you were letting him know.
But the guy behind me was close enough. I mean, I could see his headlights, but that was about it. So, and you could tell his car was a little bit lower than mine because I got the higher hatch. And but I could see his headlights, but just barely. And he had those stupid see back in time headlights on his car, of course, the ones I fucking hate. But from Grossbeck until about Van Dyke, we were going about this same clip, just going past the traffic in the right lane, the lane next to us, the third lane. Just cruising past everybody, a pretty good clip, but not over the top speed,
Yeah.
And then just before Van Dyke, or just after Van Dyke, but before the Mound interchange, I'm like, all right, my exit's the next one. It's 2 miles up, but I want to start working my way over. So I get over, and I get into the right lane, and the guy behind me goes past me, and it's a state trooper. He was riding my ass that whole time. Saw the guy cut me off. Saw me beep at him, saw him brake check me, and we were going 85 in a 70.
Yeah.
I got over, and he just blew past me and did the same thing to that guy. And he was on his rear end for the next 2 miles until I couldn't see him anymore.
So,
They just don't. The state troopers, I couldn't tell you. I don't drive as much as you, obviously, Mike, because you drive all the time. How often do you see state troopers pulling people over anymore?
Not a whole lot.
I just...
They don't, not like they used to, not like after COVID, very seldom.
It's all been since COVID, but I was shocked because there was 3 different things that he could have probably got either me or the guy in front of me for.
I got pulled over by a state trooper like 2 years ago, like it was about a year into COVID.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, your tabs are out of, I said, your registration, your tabs are past due. I'm like, he's like a nice old man, seemed like someone's grandpa.
Yeah.
Friendly old state trooper. I'm like, all right. I was getting, he goes, I was just letting you know. I'm like, you're not going to give me a ticket? I'm thinking that. And he's like, yeah. And then he said, well, just get it done because we're giving everybody a grace period of like 120 days.
Yeah.
So you had 4 months you could be late on it.
Yep.
And they don't enforce things like they used to.
No, they don't. I don't know.
I don't know why, but they're not.
I mean, because it's just the roads around here.
Probably dealing with fentanyl deaths and shit.
That's probably true. Yeah,
they
but
just don't have fucking time anymore.
our main drag here, the one that runs straight through the city and all the way up from the city, the big city, all the way up north, the one main drag in our city. I don't know the last time I saw somebody who was and everybody speeds.
Well, you
Don't
know how
get me
you're not
wrong.
supposed to text and drive?
Yeah.
Everybody does
Everybody
it all
does it.
day long. They're
But
not
it's-
enforcing
the speed
it.
limit's 40. I don't expect everybody to go exactly the speed limit. You're going to go a couple miles over, but it's like 15 miles an hour over. And then when they get to the part where it actually goes up another 5, they go up another 5. So they're going 15 over.
If they wanted to, the Roseville cops could make a killing right here on this road by the south of me.
Yeah.
Because it's a 30.
Yeah.
And everybody flies down it. They
Everybody.
could make a killing, and they used to enforce it. They
No,
don't do it no more. They don't even see them there.
They could go 2 blocks over from their station on my block and probably hand out 10 tickets a day because, first of all, it's got 2 different school buses that stop on it in the morning and at 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And no one goes the speed limit. No one stops at the stop signs. They just roll through everything.
And they go through the crosswalks. Don't let the kids cross.
They're pretty good about that. I haven't seen anything with that lately, but
I was going to say, fuck the kids.
Yeah.
fuck them
whatever.
kids.
Yeah.
But
Fuck your kids.
I really had nothing else except for free Hardball.
I can't
Bet.
remember. Okay. But I
Yeah,
can't remember the last time I saw a state cop car.
No,
You see them on the freeway, but they're not doing anything.
no, like obviously
They,
because
they have the way stations, and even the way stations where they pull people over and check them, it's not that active. They'll have a truck
yeah.
pulled off. They don't. I don't know, man.
I mean, and it wasn't like I thought
Did
maybe
you
this
just
guy
say
was
pulled
heading,
off?
he did say off.
Did you say
Off.
off?
Yeah.
I thought maybe like this guy was heading back.
I meant to say over, but off because you're already off if you're in a way station.
I thought that maybe he was heading back for like the shift change. He was heading back to state police headquarters over there off 696 in Coolidge area.
Yeah.
I'm like, but it's like it was like 6:10. I mean, there's no way that the shift is over yet.
I just don't want to deal with nothing.
You're talking about that morning drive?
Yeah.
He might have been like a night shifter that's trying to
Or-
get back.
And sometimes you see him where they take prisoners elsewhere. Maybe he took
Mhm.
somebody who's coming back somewhere.
And he's just like, fuck this.
yeah, he's
I'm
like,
done.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But
All right.
I don't really like. I see.
We're going to crush it, guys.
Yeah. I've seen him pretty much early or lately around here. But
Yeah.
So I
that's-
guess I think I'm going to play Andrew's song again. 'Cause
Okay.
it was
Okay.
good enough for a double play.
I agree.
That's good.
So this is Andrew's new song.
It's a 2
We're
for
not-
Tuesday.
Two for
Double
two.
play.
Double shots of
Double shot.
AWH.
Double shot.
Find us at radiounderground.gay. Radiounderground.gay.
Yes.
And you can find us there. Thank you, everyone,
We're the gayest.
for doing the gayest there is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try this here. Sounded like a fart.
Listen, son. What I'm telling you is pornography. Make your life make sense.